Do we have audio on this scene? I think we do. Yes. Okay.
Oh, good.
Hi. Hi. Look at all these amazing faces. They're in boxes. It's so good to see everybody here. Thank you for joining us. Yes, everybody in the box, do the mime. Hello, welcome in. Many of these faces may be familiar to many of you, and some of these faces may be entirely new to some of you. But in case anyone hadn't noticed, currently, none of us are allowed to leave our homes, and that means that many of the places we like to frequent are no longer open. So we are going to be raising some funds for charity and getting the old gang back together, and specifically raising funds for a local arts organization that I will have someone describe in a second. So !donate in the chat will get you information about how to do that and how to support that organization, as well as cool things that you can then use to, apparently my overlay is borked. But that's fine. I don't know why that stopped working till 5, but I'll fix that later. So yeah, hi everybody. I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll talk about UP. That sounds like a good order. Let's do that. You may remember us from such shows as Shadowrun CorpSINS. That was the thing that we did for like 60 episodes that may be familiar to you. So let's go around. I'm going to go around in the order on the overlay, starting to my right, which would be Claudia.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm definitely going to be last. Excellent. So I'll start. Hi, I'm
Good,
Jackie Dash,
good.
J-A-K-I-D-A-S-H. I am a part-time streamer, a part-time enthusiast of anime, and very excited to be here. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing a mouse called Chip, who's just a field mouse looking for adventure and to find the big field, the mouse city. So...
That makes it sound like you're like going to the mousy afterlife. Like
no. There's popcorn and churros, and the big mouse will welcome all. So I can't wait to go.
All right.
Big mouse.
Cool. All right. Next we'll go up. Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony Beeman. I'm at Tiny Beeman. My pronouns are he, him, or they, them. You choose which one you're more comfortable with. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Anything else?
You mean you can tell me who you're playing? That's up to you. You also made this overlay, so thank you, Tony, for making this overlay.
Yeah, I'm playing Phantom, a cat. Need I say more? I don't think so.
No, I don't think you do.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cheryl Platz. I am at Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram and all the things. During the day, I am a digital designer and an author and actress. And then here we are. And on the weekends, I'm a Twitch streamer and other things. So I'm playing, my pronouns are she, her. My character's pronouns are they, them. And my character is Cheeky, who is a bunny, which is great. Bunnies are great. Facts.
It's true. True facts. All right. Next up, we have Janine. I was going to say Lola. I'm like, that's not your name.
Hi, I'm Janine. I am at Admiral Asthma, and I'm a local improviser, director, producer, and my pronouns are she, hers. I'm going to be playing Coco, who is a very old Chihuahua. So,
All right, Dan, you're up. Bring us home.
All right. Hi, I'm Dan. I'm at Dan Pausins. Pronouns are he, him. I'm a video game developer in the Seattle area, and I also do acting and improvising and directing. And I will be playing Renee, a goose.
Huh, the alerts are not coming up. Yep.
A goose.
A goose?
I feel like
That's all she wrote.
Sorry, I realize either I pulled the wrong overlay file or Tony didn't I'm going to throw Tony under the bus on this one. Didn't update the name for Janine. Because it says Lola.
that's okay.
Oh, it was Lola at one point. Did it get... Okay.
Folks,
Start the stream over.
Done by both.
Take it
It's
back.
so hard living in separate places as we all do to communicate.
You want to just hit the ceiling? I don't know which one of you is upstairs. Also, my Slack sounds quite loud. So let's sort that
We
one
did not
out.
hear it though, so
That's good. No, chat can hear it. Is the less ideal scenario. All right.
Oh, right.
I think I got it. Okay.
You're so
All right.
thoughtful of other people.
I'm
Lauren.
very
It's
professional.
Very professional.
Very professional. All right. So hello everybody. Thank you for the donations that come in. I don't know why the alerts are not popping up on the screen. I think I know why.
See them. They're at the top.
But we do
So
have the
while-
tracker on the page. So, thank you so much. I've got 2 tokens to add to your adversity pool of tokens, which I will explain in a
We
second.
haven't even begun.
I know, right? You haven't even faced any adversity. I just closed
Well.
the file.
Soon.
40 years. but-
Just technology.
So, Tony, why don't you tell us about Unexpected Productions?
Yeah.
Work out or something.
So this whole show's been a thing, Unexpected Productions, which is an improv theater down in Pike Place Market in Seattle. It's kind of where this group, which is sort of a nerdprov group, we are a group called Nerdprov, which kind of got us started in as a group streaming. And that was birthed at Unexpected Productions. A ton of us still perform there all the time. That theater is completely shut down right now. It's in a busy public market. As you may know, wet markets are frowned on a little for some reason right now. So while it's under, they're getting shows up streaming, but we suddenly have time to do a lot of our shows online. And this is kind of one of those first things we're doing. So yeah, super excited to get to do this and for you guys to kind of get to connect to that theater a little more than we normally do.
So thank you, everybody who has tipped so far. Or donated, I should say. It's an actual donation because it's a nonprofit. I'm so used to, I'm so in the habit of being like, thank you for the tip because I am not a charity. It's like streamer discipline. So thank you so much, everybody who's donated so far. It will help keep the theater going so that I can get back to doing really cool live shows. I personally did one of my very first out of college improv shows there, thanks to Dan. And Final Fantasy: The Improvised Adventures, which is just a glorious experience. So that's a thing you can go watch on YouTube.
It was a very special show in more ways than
Full
one.
of very special people.
It's on YouTube?
There are 2
A
full
bunch of them
episodes
are.
on YouTube. Yeah, it's great. All right.
Tony was in it too, in the second run anyway.
In the second one, yeah.
Yep, that's true.
And
We did.
but I screwed up the poster for the first one.
Yeah, we won't rabbit hole too much on that, I think.
I think Final Fan Tasty would have been a great show.
This is my
I
favorite.
feel like
We would have had a different crowd.
Set
feel like
device
there's
on marketing materials.
there's an incentive there somewhere, resurfacing that old poster.
All right, so let's talk about this particular show. No more reminiscing, no more back into the past. Nay, we shall stick only to the present. So we are going to be playing using the kids on bike setting, but they are neither kids nor are they currently on bicycles, although I will not rule that out as a possibility. I have played with these players before, and I feel like if there's not a small odds that they will end up on bicycles. But Kids on Bikes is a fairly simple narrative RPG. It's designed and intended to be kind of a sort of Stranger Things, but it's also a really flexible and can be translated into something that's relatively neutral. And so I'm very excited to make Pets Go Home, which is basically The Incredible Journey / Homeward Bound, the RPG, because why not? It's a classic movie. Stars Michael J. Fox as a pit bull. It has a golden retriever in it. Did you not know that?
I didn't either.
Who here has not seen Homeward Bound?
I've seen it,
Okay.
but I didn't know. I had the VHS.
Okay, cool. I feel like we need to set up an interim goal, which is Homeward Bound watch along.
Yes. Yay.
Because it's a classic. So it is an excellent movie, but it's also based off of The Incredible Journey and various other stories. This is about pets. They go home. That's the important part. So we will, the very
Spoilers.
brief overview of the rules. Hopefully they go home. We'll find out. Very brief overview of the rules. Every character has 6 stats, and each of those stats is assigned a die value, D20 down all the way to D4. They will be faced with a challenge, and a difficulty number will be set based on how difficult that number is. We're sticking physical, although technically some people are physical dice, so we'll be saying the results of our dice rolls. And if they succeed, roll higher than the difficulty number. awesome, they succeed. If they roll under it, well, they don't get quite what they want. There's probably a consequence. Something bad might happen, and we continue on with the action. There is also the opportunity for them to try and kind of push forward, right? Because they might have, for example, a difficulty of like 9, but they only roll a d4 in that stat. Math doesn't work that way. So it might not be possible for them to roll over it. Their dice do explode, so if they roll the highest number on the die, they do get to continue to re-roll until they stop rolling the highest number on the die. But they can also get help from each other and from you through adversity tokens, which are currently sitting above Cheryl's head. The number that they have, which I will go through and update, I think... yes, we have 2 adversity tokens. So if you donate, those will go into the pool of adversity tokens that the universe will be able to provide them assistance, or they can provide themselves each other assistance. They get adversity tokens by failing, which is pretty cool. So when you fail, you always get 1 adversity token, and you can spend that either on yourself or you can give it to someone else and explain how you're helping them, and they get +1 to their roll. And that is basically how you play the game. It's pretty simple. There's no hit points. There's no like injuries and damage are all narrative. So if like your character breaks their leg, then you're gonna have like a harder time doing stuff because you have a broken leg. So cool. As we play, if there's any questions that come up, as always, we'll figure it out. But we figured out Shadowrun. I think we got this. I have faith in us. All right, so someone roll 20 d6s for me.
They're downstairs.
Did we ever figure out Shadowrun?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
made videos on how to
too
play
hard,
Shadowrun, so theoretically, I am an expert. That's how the internet works. You just say things with confidence.
I just think we got the rules wrong for katanas. I think katanas were actually
All right,
supposed to be
so-
stronger than they really were.
Let us enter the world of Pets Go Home. In this world, I don't know, humans are humans, but animals are perhaps smarter than they are in our world, or are they maybe as smart? We just don't know. Hard to say. However, we find I kind of want to learn a little bit. We have three animals here that are the pets of the family, and I am a lazy GM, so I have come up with almost no information about this family, and I would like to hear from the pets of this family. Like, what are some things about this family? Like, what are they multiple? Do they have kids? Are they 2 parents? Like, what? Give me some information about this family. What's their last name, perhaps?
First off, I'm not a pet. I'm a cat. The other 2 are pets. I'm a member of the family.
All right, so tell me about this family that you're a member of.
Well, there are 2 children, I believe.
Okay.
Their names are... I've never really paid much attention.
Well, Ricky is one of them. And he's...
You're not in the family. That's fine, though.
Just trying to help out.
All right, how old is Ricky?
Ricky is 10.
Ricky is 10. Ooh, God,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. All right. And how does Ricky feel about any of the pets, Lola, or I say Coco, Shiki, or
Ricky
Phantom?
absolutely loves. Is Phantom the cat?
Phantom is the cat.
Phantom, yeah. So Ricky adores Phantom. Always like tries to bring him little treats and whatnot. Doesn't entirely get Coco.
Okay.
But still, every now and then they have a really nice interaction. But they're kind of few and far between.
Okay. We had another child. We have established there are 2 children. Does Shiki or Coco want to tell me about them?
Annie. And she is, I'm going to roll for it. She's 10 years old. How old was Ricky?
10.
Okay, 10.
Oh, are they
really?
twins?
Twins.
They're twins!
They're
What did the dice say? Ricky.
Wait, important question. Which one is technically older?
Annie by,
Annie.
it's like 12 minutes. It gets brought up a lot.
I'm sure.
Tracks.
Annie is, she's a dreamer. she's really into like she's not really good at sewing or anything yet, but she's into cosplay. So her pets, they are sometimes subjected to her experiments, and that she hasn't quite figured out bunny anatomy, so that's been difficult for me personally.
I can imagine.
I thought it was cute originally, but I just, I have an image to uphold, and I don't know if Annie sees me for me anymore.
I let humans near my anatomy one time, and it'll never happen again.
How do you prevent it?
Well, I assume what they did the first time's irreversible, so they shouldn't go near it a second time, but mainly claws, teeth, and running.
I see.
I assume it was disemboweling.
Yeah, no, naturally.
Nearby.
All right. How about the parents of this family? Are there two parents, one parent?
Personally, I'm partial to Charlotte.
Charlotte,
the mother who got me from the from the place, and the kids wanted a puppy, but Charlotte said no. We're getting a rescue, so there you go.
Fair enough. And what's the sort of the vibe at home? Would we say, like, what's our environment like? Is it chaotic? Is it relaxed? Is it friendly? Like high strung?
It used to be nice 10 years ago. Pretty much everyone did what I wanted, but now the two younger ones have trouble obeying my orders. I don't think they quite understand what I'm telling them to do.
Okay, so it's a little bit more chaotic now.
So I was young back then, but I remember a glorious time where I would demand food and it would be there. The only good thing is there's more food on the floor these days.
That is always a plus. That's always a plus.
And ever since it was announced that the family was moving, there was some rebellion. So the last month or two have been particularly challenging.
Humans have territorial issues.
Yeah, I imagine it's been a little bit chaotic inside the house with things shifting for moving. Have any of you experienced moving before? Is this a new phenomenon for you?
All the time. I've moved around. I've only been with this family about 18 months. It's my fourth family. So.
But I think for the kids, Ricky and Annie, it's probably their first time moving.
That makes sense.
So.
My first time too. Ricky and Annie got me a couple years ago. Still, pretty young, in my prime.
I remember once they lived in a smaller cat house before they moved to the big cat house they live in now. They put me in a pillowcase and carried me like the prince I am to the new place.
All right. So this is maybe a new phenomenon for you. And one day, or perhaps one eve, you are all put into your various carriers, however you feel about that, and you are placed in a moving vehicle. And the sort of gentle motion of the moving vehicle may or may not lull you to sleep, but it goes on for a while. The sun sets. It begins dark. It begins to dark. That is how day and night work. The sun begins to set. It becomes dark outside, and we're going to kind of cut from a scene as it gets dark. I'll have you fill this in. You get to tell me what happened. But we're gonna cut to the wilderness, the wild outdoors, the place where the mice and the geese roam. We see a goose. Dan, please describe, what does Renee look like, our goose?
Renee is an absolutely gorgeous white goose in his prime. He's I don't really know how to like categorize sizes per se for let's just say he's a big goose.
Okay.
With the
how many meals would you say he would make?
I think he could easily feed several Cratchits at Christmas, put it that way. He's got like the orange webbed feet and the sort of similarly orange bill, couple beady little dark eyes. He looks around very inquisitively with right now. What time of day is it?
It is. It's dark. Or sort of late into the night. I almost want to say it's like we're cusping into past midnight.
He's out later than he normally would be, but he just has a feeling he's just on the prowl for just the right bugs and whatnot that would give him the perfect evening aperitif.
Mm-hmm. And he hears a sound of I don't know how familiar you are with human technology, but a sound that we would recognize as humans, like screeching tires and a sort of crash, a large noise of something big and metallic hitting something also large, but probably a tree. And it is somewhat off in the distance. In the direction that he knows, there is the great black road, the river, the dangerous place. He knows, he has a fairly canny sense of what's safe and what isn't when it comes to those larger creatures, but he's also very inquisitive. So he will head over to it cautiously, but with curiosity to see if there might be anything useful or shiny he could perhaps even salvage from whatever wreck the large creatures have gotten themselves into. Okay. And we also see a smaller mouse. I don't know if the two of you, do you know each other? Do you spend time around or near each other at all?
I get around a fair bit, so there's a good chance I might have come across this particular mouse, but I don't know that I would have really paid enough attention to in order to recognize this mouse from other mice that I've come across.
I have about 7 or 8 siblings, so that makes sense. In my particular birthing, there's a bunch of us, but there's less. But there's a bunch of us, but there was less. But now, I mean, we'll figure it out.
Why are you talking to me? I'm going over there.
So, I think. No, I know, because I am this field mouse. I can make statements. My character would be hiding under a bush near a little, like a big tree, because it's about to be night, and we gotta be out of the sight lines because it's nighttime. But the road has always carried a certain interest. So when cars stop, maybe it's my chance to jump on.
So are you are you Feifel? Is that what are you going west?
Feifel. I'm not going. I mean, I'm going to. I hear this big mouse town is near a big lake.
The mouse town. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are investigating in the hopes that perhaps this will lead you to somewhere. So the two of you, through the darkness, begin to approach, and you see the sort of the flickering lights of this car, and in the distance you see people, the humanoid figures, the shadowy humans, running away from it, and we see the look of rebellious teen youth, and of a failed joyride, and You stumble upon this vehicle. Does someone want to describe what this family's car would look like? Like, I'm feeling what do they drive? What's the vibe?
I think it's like go ahead.
It's a silver caravan.
Okay.
And you know, it's a little older. Clearly they kind of wanted to run it through its last paces and replace it after the trip. So there's and they've had it for a while, so there's definitely stickers on the back windows from a long car trip.
And there's also those like the family figure stickers.
Oh yeah.
Including for us the pets, except for Coco, because they kind of the kids got older by the time we got Coco. But someone has just put a kind of completely the wrong species dog sticker up to represent I think that was probably Annie. She's more conscientious.
And I'm a recent arrival to the house, and they don't really stock bunny versions of those. So there's literally just like a dot.
I was gonna imagine that was like Annie might have gone in with a Sharpie.
Yeah, it's like she drew little ears on it, but it's not like at all the same scale. It's just like, yeah.
Somebody with their claws has tried to scratch off Coco's sticker.
Who could have done that?
Yeah, it's a mystery.
That's the true mystery that we're actually going to solve.
Coco's not worried. No.
Does Coco speak in the third person?
No.
Okay.
Not
We're still working it out. We're still feeling out.
Yeah, we're feeling it out. All right, so we see Renee and Chip begin to approach this vehicle. Meanwhile, inside the vehicle, we would find a chihuahua, a bunny, and a cat. You were probably rudely awakened at some point by this vehicle moving far more rapidly and chaotically than it ever has. The smell of some strange plant may or may not have been particularly pungent and
human nip.
Yeah, human nip. Definitely some human nip in the whatever that liquid that's very bitter and kind of foul. There was laughter. There was teenage rebellion and an ill-fated joyride. So I'm not sure what state we would find you inside this vehicle. Besides tossed around.
What the hell?
Maybe it's a murder plot. There must be a reason they didn't take us inside the motel. And now, what is this? Is it a hit?
I don't like this. Last time I was in a van with a bunch of animals, it didn't go very well for me.
You were in a van? Disgusting.
You're in a van! We're in a van!
Well, I don't like vans. This is a caravan. It's different. It's nicer. People riding vans are mongrels and mixed breeds.
Hello? Is there someone in there?
No!
Hey, I can hear you in there.
We can hear you out there! And we didn't invite you!
What? It's very muffled. You'll have to speak clearly.
Phantom, I can't bark. I had my barker removed. Tell him to get lost.
Yeah, I don't know who you are, but we don't need your kind here.
Wait, is there treasure?
Well, I don't know. What are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
What
What
are
am
you?
I? What are you? I want treasure.
Just to paint the scene for the audience, we see what is Phantom doing? Like, first describe Phantom and what are they doing inside the car?
You said I'm in a crate, right?
Yeah, probably. You were in.
I'm like in the back of the crate and like my claws kind of backed up. And I think I just hear this voice through it has like a sliding door, right?
Yeah, if we said this is like a minivan, right? So it's got like one side sliding door.
So I can just hear this voice coming and I don't quite recognize it. It doesn't sound like a cat or a dog or a bunny or a human.
It sounds French.
Humans are too dumb to speak anyway, so it's clearly not that.
It's true.
You know what? I'm gonna take care of this. It's fine. It's fine. And I see my cage door is like a little bit bent, and I would just like charge it. I'm just gonna.
Oh heck yeah, that's a brawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's a
think so.
brawn.
It's a brawn.
Oh, it's not fight. Okay.
I mean,
This is gonna go well.
Free, honey, break free.
are you
I
trying
got
to
it's yeah.
trying to fight your way? I think this is a
Oh,
brawn.
I got a 4.
Cool. Okay, so you get to reroll. Let me set the difficulty. I think we'll make this a 6. So
Okay,
you're pretty
and
close.
I get a +1 to brawn because I am a teen.
There you go.
Kids on bikes thing, so I get fight and brawn.
So you can succeed, assuming you roll a 1 on your d4.
I got a
Go
3.
for it.
Nice. All right. So with a 6, describe how you bust your way out of bunny jail.
It looks like I've maybe watched a few fighting videos because, geez, you know what? This is what I've been training for. Breaking out of all those costumes. boom, and the first time it doesn't work, I kind of bounce it and bounce back. But I'm like, no, that was warm up. And then the second time, I knock the cage door open, and I sort of jump a little bit too far, bounce, get a little shaken up, and then I see the open door button. I want to bounce and hit it. I think jumping up to the open door button, you can just do. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't seem like a particularly difficult challenge.
The door's open?
It takes forever, though, because those big mechanical caravan doors. Yes.
We have this really... Yeah, we have the dramatic, like, bunny busting out of the cage moment, and then just, like, on the outside, you hear, like, dun, 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 and then just this slow... as the door slides open.
Like, it's almost like the equivalent, like the animal equivalent of a UFO scene.
Yeah.
Where, like, there's this weird crippled vehicle, and, like, the lights from the tailgate are, like, pulsing on and off. And I'm just sort of standing there, maybe 6 feet from it in wonderment. There's like moonlight coming down onto it. And yeah, it just like begins to slide open, and this light pours out from inside.
There's like also maybe like the interior light on the vehicle is like flickering slightly. So you get this silhouette, and I feel like Cheeky looks larger than they are.
And my ears are super at attention, right? Like super stiff.
What is it? What is it edible?
Is the door open? It's open?
The door is open, yes.
I'm going to make a dash for the door. I'm going to get inside it.
This very small mouse runs past you, Cheeky.
I think it's one of those like climbs and it just like gets in there, and like I'm assuming there's treasure on the floor.
What do you define as treasure, Claudia?
Crackers. Cheetos.
There's 100% like spilled
nuts.
Cheerios on the floor.
The bits of the granola bars that are just dust when you open the wrapper.
Yep.
Just like,
hey mouse, do you see any treasure in there?
Yeah, so much. There's and this and this.
Cheeky, what do you do? The mouse just ran inside.
I've got some treasure here inside my crate. If you'd like to come in here, little one.
You say that, but I do not believe you mean the thing you are saying.
Oh, a lot of crackers, yes. Crackers, delicious crackers, and cheese. And
I'm more interested in whatever might be shiny.
Well, you can stay out here, and the mouse can come into my crate.
Phantom, there shall be no murder tonight.
Murder?
There's murder?
Murder?
It's been minutes since we ate. We're going to starve to death if we don't take care of ourselves. We're all...
You know what the doctor told you.
Stupid veterinarian, pescatarian man.
If you are hungry, then just come out of the vehicle and help yourself. There's a whole
I'm trapped
world
in here.
We're supposed to stay in the car until the family comes back.
How will they get here if we have their car?
I do not think anyone is returning.
They'll come back for us. They wouldn't leave us here.
How many times have you been abandoned by families?
Who are you asking that to?
Coco.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that we can't abandon them.
Well, they've gotten themselves lost, and they're unable to feed us and fulfill their duties to us.
Goose, do you see any people out there?
There is no one out here. Only you in there. Look, I can help you get out of there. I would very much like to see what might be in there that I can take back to my pond. If you would like, you can come visit my pond. You are not welcome to come visit my pond.
Do not want to go near water, thank you.
Well,
but if you allow us out, I will not eat your friend.
I keep no friends. Friends are liabilities.
Well, then I guess you won't mind what I do.
No, I mind.
Phantom, you can't.
How do we know that veterinarian was telling the truth about my heart?
I'm just saying you can't eat him if you're in the cage. It's not good bargaining. If we're going to be out on the lam, we've got to be better at bargaining.
Lamb? There's lamb out there? Oh.
It's a term I learned from the TV. It means we're on the run. Clearly, this is a conspiracy against us.
You are
The
on
family.
the run?
We're going somewhere?
Well, I think it's important that we go and find the family wherever they are. They wouldn't have just left us here, and obviously they've got all their stuff here too. And
They're probably on the lam too. We should help them. We should find them, and we should help them.
They're going to the Mouse City. Of course. Everyone takes children to the Mouse City.
Well,
Mouse City.
Oh,
Yes,
boy.
there's a big Mouse City, and there's a mouse that says,
There is?
"Come on in." And there's giant screening rides where they drop popcorn in it. I hear it smells.
Tell me more.
chocolate chip cookies.
How many
and-
mice?
There's a one big mouse that lets everybody in, and all the little mice.
It sounds magical.
It is. And I want to go.
I
want
do
to go
too.
too.
So they gotta have gone there. Where else would you take children and mice?
Do you know how to get to this Mouse City?
It's towards the big ocean.
The big ocean. The Johansons live by the ocean.
Then we're going together.
Oh boy.
Mouse
Look,
City.
And for Renee, come closer. And I think my mouse gets to the corner of the car and it's big hands now. There are there's these things that you can attach, and they're all shiny and they're all different every year. And you can get some too just by walking up to the big mouse.
I do not know. Look, this is all very pathetic. I will help you escape this vehicle so I may pick over the remains. You may try to go back to your family if that is truly what you want, but I must say there is so much more out here that you could just enjoy.
But no one gives it to you out here.
listen, I've been on the streets before, and it's not what it's cracked up to be, especially for a dog my age. I'm not meant for street life anymore. I don't want to eat rocks trying to figure out if they're food or not. Picking them up, spitting them out, picking them up, spitting them out. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to live with my family and take my CBD oil and my glucosamine at night.
You should swallow the rocks. They help to digest the food.
Nope. Nope.
Tell me,
Suit
Had a bad
yourselves.
experience.
Renee, do people like dress you up in costumes or anything out there in where you live?
No, this is not a thing. It's
That's
People
an
do not-
advantage. That's my curiosity is piqued.
I like the costumes.
living out here. It is wonderful. I would not trade it for anything in the world.
I got to be Batman at Halloween.
You did look good.
You were a bat.
No,
Wait, long story. Say, kid, pop my cage. Can you?
well,
You know anything
okay.
about locks or mechanism, Mr. Renee?
I know how to move around a thing here or there if it can help me get the things I am looking for. So yes, I could
Do you
think I could manage.
like shiny things?
I do very
I-
much.
How about if I'll make you a deal? If you pop the gate on my crate, I'll tell you where there's a watch.
Oh, I like the sound of whatever that is. So Renee waddles over to the van.
I'm just sort of imagining, can you describe how Renee gets into the van? Because you are
So what he does is he extends his neck out and grips the side of the door with his beak, or his bill, I suppose. And then he just sort of like flaps his wings enough to shove himself forward. He obviously he can't like really fly, but he like just pushes his belly up onto the floor of the car and like pulls himself up with his neck. I'll roll for it if you want.
No, I just wanted you to describe that part.
Amazing. You can fly.
Well, I do not like to brag, but Out here, everything is like flying. It's the freedom of the wild.
That's because you're big. Cuss sucks.
Well, I know it is definitely to my advantage, but still, I've never heard of or seen this Mouse City of which you speak.
Yes, tell us more about Mouse City.
Yes, there's a bunch of animals that walk around in a parade, and there's a dog there, and there's ducks there, and there's other mice, and they've recently got more characters.
Are there cats? Are there other cats? So would I be the first cat in Mouse City?
I think you would be the first cat.
Sounds delightful. I'd like to go and not eat anything there.
So, Renee, I assume you go up to Coco's cage.
My head sort of like does this up and down on it.
I'm gonna get you one of the goose sock puppets so you can just.
Yeah, I'll probably be doing a lot of this. He approaches a lock mechanism. He thinks that he can spring it. I guess you can decide. I
think you can certainly try. I feel like this is a brains. This is a brains roll.
All right.
Let's say this is I think this is this is somewhat complicated. Let's make this a 10 difficulty.
All right. Well, I have a 6 for brains, but I got +1 because of my age as an adult. So I'm going to roll that, and I got a 2. So I think I gain an adversity token.
You do gain an adversity token. And I think what happens is you do get the cage open. However, I think that Coco's cage is like on a seat and you're sort of pulling on it and you pull on it and you pop it open and then it sort of tips over and it's your head and then Coco and the cage both end up like boop on your head.
A lot of head like
There's now you and a dog and you're all just.
How big is Coco?
About 7 pounds.
Okay, so not a big dog.
You're not getting crushed, but it's certainly this is not a comfortable situation.
Similar size to the goose.
We're gonna die here, Cheeky.
Oh, you're bigger than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, Phantom, I'm not gonna. Phantom.
Gonna die. They're gonna do this until we starve in about an hour because nobody's fed us.
I assume there's honking and flapping.
Phantom, if I let you out, will you promise not to eat the small, the one who knows how to get to the Mouse City?
I'm not gonna eat my key to Mouse City.
Okay, I can help.
Okay, great. How might a bunny go about? I like sniffing at the lock on. Is it locked?
I think
there's latched?
2 ways. There's the like I know how this mechanism works and I fix it, and there's the I fuck this, I break it. So
that one.
You go with the breaking. That's your brawn.
Oh no. Okay, fine. We'll use brains. We'll think about it. We'll think about this one. That's.
Meanwhile, I'm going to try. Just with my sheer goose strength to lift the carrier up and like just sort of
flap it
up
off
and
of yourself.
forward and like
right.
just chuck it forward.
Right. Yeah, let's say this is an 8 brawn.
All right.
8 difficulty brawn.
How'd
that go for you?
I got a 9.
Okay. All right. So we'll come back to the goose. Let's figure out what's happening with Phantom's cage.
I got a 12. I can put the side cam on. I'm not.
No, I believe you. So yeah, you are smarter than a goose. All right, so let's I'm gonna go. We'll sort the goose. So Renee, you bully this thing off of you. Coco, you go tumbling out of it as the cage, the carrier tumbles and you sprawl somewhere in the vehicle. It's not graceful or dramatic. Meanwhile, on the other side of the vehicle, you're like, yeah, lock. Boop. And Cheeky is very smart.
What are you all doing on the floor?
There's just a goose
There's a moment of stunned silence after all the honking and the quack. No,
I'm like, I'm not even paying attention. I'm like preening myself after
Phantom,
that ugliness.
Phantom acts like the door was never shut. He was just choosing to stay inside the crate. And
Yeah,
now
that seems right.
He chooses to leave.
I look pointedly at our guest. I'm like, he never says thank you.
Hmm.
Coco's scratching at a box.
Oh yeah, because I assume the trunk is just full of a bunch of random cardboard boxes. Like they didn't, most of the stuff went in like a mover's truck maybe, but there's like a bunch of things that they brought with them.
Yeah. And so she finally kind of manages to get into the top a little bit and like fishes out a woman's watch and basically like puts it between her two functional teeth in the front, but those teeth don't actually meet. But she can still use them to like clutch things. So she does that to get the watch and give it to Renee.
The moment Renee even sees like the light reflecting off of metal, instantly he just like very elegantly though, like dives in and snatches it in his bill and like flips it up and it goes like down his neck and slides down.
Coco, her front tooth comes out.
Just completely?
Yeah, you said you snatch it.
Oh, I believe this belongs to you. And I pick up the tooth in my bill and I deposit it in front of Coco.
Don't feel bad. I had an appointment for next week to have that taken out.
Oh. What is this appointment? This is...
Well, they take me to the vet quite a bit.
This is very complicated where you come from. And you want to go back there.
Well, for domesticates like us, it's not good for us to be on the streets, Renee.
Look, Goose, imagine this. You lay around all day and the humans serve you. They bring you whatever you want. Food, shiny objects, anything you want. They just bring it to you and they lay it down. And as long as you follow a few rules, they just let you have it. They're too stupid to do otherwise.
I do not believe in rules. I do not believe in having stuff given to me. I take what I want.
Well, I just gave you a watch, Renee, so think on that.
I earned that watch.
Anyway, let's see what's outside of the...
No. We have to stay inside.
There is one bad thing I'll tell you. I should warn you before we go if you want to come with us. There's something called a veterinarian. She has red hair and she's want to put objects into your orifices for no good reason.
She took one out of me.
The ones with red hair, they are the worst. I do not... Anytime I see one, I go back to the pond.
I mean, the pond, is that a safe place? Is it a place we can go? Because this seems creepy in here.
The pond is wonderful. You may not go there.
No, guy. I'm saying it's night out. This is the safest place.
What do you... Oh, you are afraid of what's out there, little mouse.
No, I mean, like, why would you not be afraid of owls? Oh,
Owls? Owls aren't scary.
they're big and they got
delicious.
claws and they'll pick you up and then you won't know.
I'll
It happened to my brother and their brother.
Well, I'll protect you, little one.
How bad is it? Should we close the door?
Yes, we should, and we should stay in here till daytime, and then we can go to the Mouse City.
I do not wish to stay in this thing.
We'll
I have collected
starve.
my treasure.
I
I'm
don't want
ready
to
to leave.
stay either.
We've only got an hour before we starve to death.
Look, if you want food, there is plenty out there. All you need to do is go hunt for it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we ought to leave the van and go just investigate where we are at the very least.
At night?
Look, you clearly need to decide where it is you want to go. I am happy to escort you to the edge of my territory, which is quite vast. I am an important goose. But I will see that no harm comes to you while you are in my care. This is my gratitude.
Territory. You're not a Canada goose.
Well, I came here from across the pond, so to speak.
Oh.
Well, will you give us safe passage to the pond?
You may not go to the pond, but I will take you back to, if you want to go back towards the place where I see all of the humans going. I will take you towards there, to the border, if you will, of where it is I consider to be safe. Or if you wish to go and follow this crazy mouse to wherever it is she considers to be the best place to go, then I will again escort you as far as I may.
Well,
We need to have a family vote.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that. Yes, yes,
Look,
yes.
this Mouse City's by the big, terrible water, right? And the Johansons live on Mulholland, right? That's near the big, scary water.
Of course.
So they're in the same place. We might as well go to Mouse City. On our way home, of course.
It sounds reasonable to me.
I will warn you right now, this mouse clearly has no idea what it's talking about, and there will be no Mouse City, but I will accompany you.
I'll prove you wrong.
We'll see.
And did you introduce yourself to us? My name is Cheeky.
I am Renee.
Nice to meet you, Renee.
Very adequate to meet you as well.
I am Lord Phantom Mottonbottom, the Korat Cat.
You're unlike any of the types of your species that I see out here.
There's more of me? I doubt it.
Not quite like you.
I hope not.
Eek. I'm Chip, and as Chip smiles, you can see the teeth. One is shorter, one of the front teeth is smaller than the other.
Claudia,
Like it was broken off.
do you only know how to make
Chipped?
characters with like teeth that are uneven and missing? Or did you forget?
I forgot until just now.
Good. Good.
My name is Coco, but that's a new thing. For a long time, I went by Lola. But before that, my name was Buttons, but I didn't like that.
How do you just switch? How do you switch with your name?
Well, every time you get a new family, they change your name, especially when they don't know what you were called before. So you learn to be amenable.
I like you, Coco. You are loyal, which is not something I am myself, but I admire it in others. I will see you safely to the edge of my territory and back towards your home.
Thank you, Renee. You're a sexy goose, but I don't swing that way. Shall we get going?
You should.
Again, as long as we move together, and if we're loud or quiet, sorry, the other one, there's no way the owls can get us. But if the owls are going to take someone, it's probably going to be the smaller of us. So the big ones should surround us, and we'll stay in the center.
Little and nighttime is the best. Nobody can see you as you sneak wherever you want to go. Everything quiets down, and you can move quietly wherever you want.
And the owls will eat you, and they eat your siblings, and then there's no more.
I don't think I like owls.
No, they're awful. Have you ever...
No, I don't. All I know is I don't like squirrels. Squirrels are terrible. They're evil. I watch them outside the window, and they're always calculating. They knock down bird feeders, and if we come up against a squirrel, there are no promises.
Done.
We are agreed then. Which way, Renee?
Renee steps out of the van and very elegantly just lowers himself back down to the ground.
It was not, in fact, elegant.
It was very elegant. He walks towards the road, gestures with his neck towards the in the direction of the city, where he's obviously never been to the city. He doesn't exactly have a concept of what's there, but he does know that in that direction is where there's just sort of more the more noise and light comes from that direction.
So do you need to
Hooker
cross
does
the road?
Thing where she like goes up to the ledge and like does like dances back and forth and then like goes to jump down like several times before actually like doing it.
Lauren, what did you ask?
Do you need to cross the road, or is it on this side of the road that you're on?
I normally, like, my pond is actually on the other side of the road from where this is, but I'm not generally afraid of crossing the road, or even if I should be, I'm not.
Okay. I was curious if you needed to cross or not.
Well, there's no. I mean, there's no driving rules, like we can walk in either direction. So,
Is there going to be an oncoming vehicle or not? Is what Lauren needs to decide if it's going to be your challenge.
Well, right now I have no reason to cross the road to the other side.
Cool. So then the goose does not cross the road. Rad. So you continue. You all follow along Renee as he leads you towards the distant but bright city lights.
I do not follow, but I walk in the similar direction.
Right. Naturally.
I see in the grass, so I'm right next door. And I look up, because owls can see you in the grass. I'll be safe.
And I feel like I know the territory around here pretty well. If there are like any farms or farmsteads or stuff like that, like I would know.
It's probably a ranch or so.
You know, so like I might do the tourist thing and, you know, up there is the McReady farm. They are very very nice people. They do not mind when I take their stuff, so long as they do not see it. And they often leave out all kinds of extra food.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How long has it been since we've eaten?
I do not know how long it has been since you eat.
You're usually much better at tracking it than the rest of us.
Yes.
It's also where like the Frederick Mice family lives, and the Silgarians and the Smiths, and
as Chip
There's like
trails
20
off
mice families.
listing all of the mice families, I think that is a good place for us to take a break as we see this group of intrepid animals having made their way out of the vehicle and pass their first challenge, leaving the
We
car.
still haven't eaten.
And they are going to starve to death. So we'll see what their next challenge is. Are they going to find food or something else? We will be back after a short break. In the meantime, the donate link is in chat. If you would like to donate in order to help Unexpected Productions, which is a local improv theater company in Seattle, it is near and dear to many of our hearts, and we would truly appreciate your help and your support. That's a big part of the reason why we're here. So yeah, let's see what the owls have in store for them. But what? We will be right back.
She's there.
She's right there.
We're back! Okay. Hello, everybody. We're back. Oh, Dan, really?
What?
I was like, where's my mouse? And then you made a joke.
It was funny.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pets Go Home, where pets are going home, I think. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to Mouseland appears to be the actual choice right now.
home is where you make it.
Oh.
All
Like
right,
a city of mice.
Chip. I love that you forgot that your character was missing a tooth. They're great.
Chip isn't missing a tooth, just one is chipped.
Yeah, one is chipped. Okay, all right, that's fine.
Completely different.
Totally different. So hello, welcome in everybody. This is loosely inspired by such movie classics as Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, pets on an intrepid adventure through the wilderness of the United States of America. And we are found ourselves with three animals who are part of the Johansson family. And the Johanssons were recently moving, but something happened in the night when they had parked the car at the hotel. Some wayward youths took this vehicle out on a joyride with the animals still inside. They crashed and were discovered by Renee and Chip, a mouse and a goose. who Chip has told them of the great wonders known as Mouseland, and there's fears of starving to death and concerns about what has happened to the family, and they have decided to abandon the vehicle to venture forth. And we see this intrepid group. We see a chihuahua, a cat, a bunny, a mouse, and a goose. Totally normal group of animals making their way through the dark nights, the Southern California-esque wilderness. So some trees, some scrubland. It's getting cooler because this is a desert. The temperature has definitely dropped. Sort of some heat radiating from the rocks in the area, but it is otherwise quite cold. And we definitely hear the sounds of animals, or maybe not so much animals, but like insects, like cricket-y type cicada noises, generic background sounds of bugs. And we hear probably some coyote sounds or some sort of howl in the distance. And hoo, hoo, the sound of a nighttime owl. As the group of them make their way through the dark night, being led perhaps by those with the best night vision, the goose?
Excuse me?
Cat.
Have you seen these gorgeous eyes?
Yes.
The goose knows where he's going.
The goose
in
knows where he's
general.
going.
That's
Nay, are all these sounds normal?
oh yes, it is a wonderful symphony.
But maybe we should take advantage of our little friend here, lure the owl down, I'll leap on it, and then we can eat that and we won't starve.
You do not want to mess with the owls. They are troublesome.
So do I.
Didn't Renee say there was food here?
There's food everywhere if you look for it.
It's true.
I've seen some of the things you've eaten in the short time we've been together. You and I have a different definition of food.
Yeah. You must expand your palate.
I need something that's been alive and warm at some point in its life, or milk from said animal.
I like some French fries.
That sounds better.
I do not know what this is, but we passed the farmhouse. You can see what you might scrounge up.
They don't have dogs.
So you see like a ranch sort of farmhouse in the distance. Do you want to go in that direction, or do you want to kind of head in the maybe like perpendicular to that, which would be our sort of towards the city in the direction that Chip is adamant Mouse City exists in?
Look, I am happy to introduce you to my friends on the farm. It is, if that is where you feel you need to go in order to sustain yourself.
We better do it, otherwise he won't stop complaining.
I think we should get the food. Besides, our humans have probably died by now.
Oh, that is very distressing.
It's better we get food while we can than wait and not get food later.
I actually agree with the cat. It is better to eat while you can eat.
Well, then let us head right over to the farm and see what there is.
Okay. I thought you had named this farm, but you can throw out a name for this farm.
McReady?
The McReady?
McReady?
Yeah, I thought you said McDonald's for a second, but yeah, it was like McReady.
So you head to the McReady farm in the distance. You are going to pass, you see a fence there, sort of like standard fence. And what, Dan, tell me then, what type of farming do they do? What is their farm?
What do people farm in California?
Well, in the Central Valley, they farm a lot of like fruits and stuff. Like it's very produce heavy. So we can say we're in the Central Valley. And Lauren goes and pulls up a map of California.
Yeah.
A winery?
Could be a winery.
Do they do farm to table tastings? Coco's so excited.
What, Coco? What is that?
What a farm to table?
Yeah.
Well,
All right, it's a winery. We've decided.
Say it's a winery, but they also have like a chicken coop out back.
Yeah, they've got like the
They do.
cutesy stuff to make it seem like they have a chicken coop and but most of it we see like a fence and then we just see row upon row upon row of like grapes.
yeah. Well,
Coco, you're not allowed to eat any of the grapes this time, remember?
yeah.
Oh, no, grapes for dogs. That's very bad. Don't let your dogs eat grapes.
No. There were 2 times I ate something I really shouldn't have, and then they had to get it out of me. Well, 3 if you count the pacifier, but that was another story.
This family up here.
I didn't want to be on this earth anymore, and I was like, that was how I was going to go.
During this monologue, Shiki has hopped up to some grapes and is just going to town.
Yeah, they're probably kind of tart.
Grapes is all good for you all, but I'm going to check out this chicken coop.
Further up this way is where you will find the farmhouse where the family lives, and
Whoa.
they will. I'm sure they will have the things that you can eat.
Very well.
Coco's having a thought.
Okay.
Well, a rare occurrence.
So,
Goose, do you know the people who live here? Do they give you food before?
oh well, who can say who gives and who takes things? I mean, I show up and every now and then I see a thing, I take a thing. It's how I like to live.
I imagine you really like the winery because there's a lot of snobby people that show up with sparkly things that you can take.
During the daytime, yes. At night, it's a little less interesting to me, but at the same time, while I'm here, I realize that I don't often go there at night. And if there's a chance for me to sort of prowl around and see if there's anything I might be able to grab that I normally wouldn't be able to during the day, that's kind of motivating me right now.
Yeah, well, people do leave stuff behind.
Why don't I knock on their door and get their attention, and then you 4 can all take what we need.
That sounds good to me.
Am I a part of a team?
Yes, don't get caught.
Oh no, I'm very small.
So your
Think we
plan
can.
is to wake up the humans and then use some sort of distraction to steal the chickens?
Maybe
Or-
we should allow them to sleep, Coco, and just quietly sneak in.
I'm sure that won't go poorly
Fine.
either.
Oh! I have a thought. What if you just scare the chickens on one end of the coop and Phantom's waiting on the other end of the coop?
You people do whatever it is you need to do in order to get your food. I am just going to be looking around here.
So I have an interesting question because clearly the chickens can also like converse to you. So how does the bunny and the mouse and the goose probably, I don't know, or maybe Coco, how does everyone that's not Phantom feel about the Phantom eating a chicken?
I'm generally not worried about this cat. He does not seem to me as dangerous as I think he thinks he is.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just like, oh, whatever. Let him go dig up something. It doesn't even really occur to me that the chickens are in any real peril.
Okay.
Phantom thinks he could.
I'm personally not having a chicken because I don't have enough teeth for that.
Yeah.
I feel like Phantom can attempt to kill a chicken if he wants to, but I don't have a lot of faith in his hunting abilities. So.
Okay.
Phantom totally believes he can kill a chicken, but he's never actually seen a chicken in real life and doesn't realize how big they are.
Yes.
Chiki's kind of in this for the lulz. Like it's win-win. Either he stops complaining or something better happens.
So you don't necessarily give a shit. Like, I feel like there's also probably like chickens have a reputation for being kind of like annoying and gossipy, and like people don't necessarily like chickens, or other animals don't like chickens. They're like, meh, 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 meh. I'm just imagine they're all like chicken run.
I
We're
want to
gonna talk like babs.
I would like to try to convince the others that while I could totally kill a chicken, I compassionately would rather, for their sake, get human food, which is really what I would like.
Have at it.
I realize some of you may be uncomfortable with the gore that goes into me doing battle with a creature. So perhaps for Coco's sake, we could try to get some of the human food. It might go around better for the rest of us.
Well, I've never tried to get inside at night, but I'm sure we could see if there is a way.
Okay. I would like to use one of the pool's adversity tokens.
Okay. You're not making a roll yet, so
I know. I have an ability
Okay.
that is called insight. Intuitive. I can read.
Mm-hmm.
And intuitive allows me to ask the GM about the surroundings. And I'm curious, is there a doggy door to the kitchen? So I'm curious if there's
you know what? Yes, why not? Yeah, there is totally I mean it's a cat door, right? Like it's a small cat door, which might also tell us that there is a cat somewhere on this
Do
farm.
I smell it?
Probably, yeah. You've smelled cat somewhere, but you don't know where.
So
All right,
I
so
think,
let me spend that adversity token.
Thank you. But I think I would just be like, look,
I'm curious, how
a
do you
friend of
gather
my
this?
cousin one time went here, and they say that they have this thing called cheese, and cheese is just a block of like really chewy and soft orange.
Are you talking about keys, you stupid creature?
Cheese.
It's pronounced keys.
Fromage.
Well, it's in there, and they said that they snuck in through the door, but they're like, "Be careful," because they went during the day, which was fine, but we're at night, so there might be an owl inside.
Humans are too stupid to know when we need to be fed. We've got to achieve it ourselves. Let's go in there, get the keys, and get out.
Have you indicated to us where the door is, Claudia? Or?
I think I'm gonna do one of those little like scurry runs. So like, run to like a rock and then peek over. And I would like to use my flight score to try and get close, but like to the door, because I think there's an owl here.
Is there an owl here? I mean, see, here's the thing. I wasn't going to get you to roll, but now that you've decided you want to roll,
Gosh,
I'm
darn
going to
it.
get you to roll. So, like, yeah,
I just thought,
there
I
could be
should
an
try
owl.
this.
Let's find out. All right, let's say this is, it's pretty easy.
This takes me
is
back
6.
to any number of rolls Claudia did.
I'm like, here, I can show my understanding of the rules by telling you what dice to use. And Lauren's like, yes.
Yeah, sure. Let's say this is a 6. Success
Is
is,
it on-
likely for those
is it
who aren't
flight?
skilled. Yeah. Flight.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get a 6 or higher.
I'm a mouse, so I use a D12. So this is
This
It's
is, you
a
got
safe.
pretty good odds.
an 8.
An 8. Okay. Whether there was an owl or not, we may never know. As you successfully, quietly, quickly scurry across the area between like where you're all like clustered around maybe some vines in the vineyard, and sort of open across the open area between the farmhouse that belongs to the people, where the cat door is and where the rest of the group is sort of watching. And then you're like, ah,
I think she
door.
was like, leans against it and then falls in.
She's in the house now?
I think so. I would invite everyone to join me, but I think Chip's just gonna lightly fall in.
You're
Yes.
like, look, it's
like-
here. And then
I think
you-
Phantom
yeah.
followed, if that's okay.
Sure.
Well,
Renee like
Don't
briefly looks around at the group and then like follows as well, and then just like sticks his neck inside the door and looks around
I'm
before
wait-
going in through.
Yeah, now there's no one can else.
Cheeky's behind the like Renee and just like this says goose
Giant goose butt.
like like
Here's the
wobbling
thing.
around.
I think Renee's the only one who can't fit through the cat door. Because, like, I'm thinking of the size of a goose related to a cat door. Like, a chihuahua and a bunny and a mouse and a cat can all
You
definitely
did
fit
say
through.
he was rather majestic.
Yeah.
And
Does-
large.
You said
Does
you were
Renee
large.
feel like he can squeeze through, or is that like not even a non-starter?
What are one of what flaws does Renee have?
Renee's flaws are that he's greedy and obnoxious.
I would probably say Renee would have maybe a sense of confidence that he could squeeze through.
He's gonna try.
Like, and I definitely think that he sees things like that greediness. He sees stuff like as soon as he sticks his head through that he would want.
There's clearly stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna try to bust through, force the cat door.
I'm just thumping my foot against the ground.
just a little thumper over there.
He doesn't even think about it really. Like he looks in and then
I think this is probably a flight, just to sort of like evading your problem in this instance.
evading my problem.
Yeah, it's your problem being your size. Let's say it's a 6 or
All right.
6 or higher. is your difficulty.
So I rolled a 5, but I am going to.
So you could spend an adversity token to get it to that 6.
Yeah, so I will spend an adversity token. So I think what happens is,
or you can spend one of the pool. Which one? Because you have one, right?
I have one, so I may as well use it. So
Okay.
I think I push through, and it's clear that it's not going to like happen, and so like I just shove a little extra hard, and like the door busts out of its frame, and I've now got this like square wood frame,
like the cat door frame.
Yeah.
Does that mean your wings are tight against your body and you're like
Yes.
one of these? Okay.
But once I'm inside, I like shimmy it.
Takes a little bit.
Off of me.
You definitely leave some feathers on the ground. It's you have a moment.
And I just like hop quietly in through the gaping hole in the door now.
Yeah.
Quiet, Goose. There's another cat in here. Most cats aren't kind and compassionate like I am.
Coco is, I guess, the last to go through the door. And
It's
she's
now conveniently widened.
It's very wide now.
Yeah, what do we see?
Well, this probably leads into the kitchen, shall we? I think makes the most sense. That seems like a typical place. And I feel like they went, this is a winery, like farmhouse. So I feel like it's, it's that like farmhouse rustic aesthetic, but it's all like super new and shiny, and like there's like chrome appliances, but like stone tile, and like a butcher block counters, and there's like kitschy sort of decorations up. There's like home sweet home and sort of stuff, like little like placards on the wall, like home is where the hearth is over the fire.
Knock one of those things off. I need to jump onto something and knock something off.
There's like
says the cat who just told me to be quiet.
It's a compulsion, and I'm picky, so I need to find something to eat that I like.
Yeah. All right. So you jump up to the countertop. You're a cat. Like that's not a thing you need to roll for. But I'm gonna ask you, Tony. How much trouble do you want to get into?
I'm a cat, so I'm pretty stressed out.
Yeah.
So I need to like kill something to feel better.
Okay.
On a scale from 1 to Claudia.
On a scale from 1 to Claudia, what do you think you knock over? Like, there's all sorts of stuff on the countertop. There's like, there's like the stove, like the spoon rack in like a ceramic pot. There's like a salt shaker. There's
What looks the most expensive to me?
Probably like a decanter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
a tall one.
Yeah. Like a
Maybe not
proper.
even expensive, but like valuable, like
Like
something
a
they would
bottle
care
of
about.
the
Is
creek
that
is just sitting there on the counter.
Is there
Yeah.
anything with liquid in it?
There's definitely a bottle of wine that's like got yeah.
I will definitely knock that off the counter.
Okay. I mean, it happens. We see, unless anyone tries to stop Phantom, we see Phantom jump on the countertop, walk through a bunch of different things delicately, and then describe knocking this off. Just take us home.
I see it, and I walk past it, sort of acting like it doesn't exist, but I just sort of hit it with my butt, my hips, the last minute.
You know what?
Knock it off, and I say, oops, drink up.
This wine bottle also has like a picture of a cat on it. Like that's their whole theme.
Oh.
I stop in that case, and I this is different than I hiss at it.
Yeah.
And I swipe at it immediately. I try to like slash the cat in the face.
We see that, you tear through the paper, the label on it, and the bottle goes teeters onto the side, and we see it as it's tipping, falling. No one does anything. Smashes on the ground, unless someone wants to try and intervene.
I actually think that as I see it fall, I will think it's treasure and I will try to grab it.
All right. I think this seems like a flight. Maybe, or brains. Unless you...
I prioritized the wrong step.
Yeah. I'm kind of using flight as a little bit like speed, right? Like you're trying to do something quickly. But I could also take a brains if you had some sort of describe how you're trying to catch it.
My brains are even lower. So let's... I got a 3. So that happened. I think I probably got conked by it on the way down.
Or did it just go into your mouth and get stuck?
I think that could happen too.
I will let either of you decide which do you want it to land and smash on the ground.
So
I
think Tony's right. I see it coming down, and my mouth opens to catch it, and it just plugs me down, and you just hear this muffled. Oh.
I think because it's so heavy and it's in your mouth, it also knocks your head to the ground, and so half the bottle smashes. Yeah, so you have and this is sort of terrifying because you're a goose with a half a smashed wine bottle lodged into your throat, but you're able. Yeah,
I'm very this is. I had a plan, not even a plan really, but I had an idea of how I thought things would go, and this is not how I expected things to go. 30 seconds into coming into this farm, and now all of a sudden I am dragging this. This shattered bottle around muffled.
Okay, so I see this happening, and one of my feats is protective, and not feats, abilities things. I want to pounce on him on the back to startle him enough that he propels the rest of the bottle forward, because this seems like a choking hazard.
Yeah. So how does is protective one of your qualities, or is it a special ability?
It's one of the strengths or things.
Cool. So what does it allow you to do?
It says that I get +3 when defending my friends.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I think in this case, so you're gonna make a roll and then you'll add +3 to it. So let's see. Let's make this. Let's make this a 9, and I think it's. You know what? You're kicking him, so let's make it a fight.
Okay,
let's do it.
Lean into it.
I'll lean into it. I like it.
I got a 13.
13. All right.
That way, I get a +1 for the fight mod, so that's 14, and then +3, so an 18.
You do this beautifully. Tell me how. What happens between the two of you?
17. So I see all this go down, and time kind of slows down, and everything's gone to crap, and there's wine everywhere. But that muffled honking sound is very alarming. It sounds like he's dying. And I made it very clear there would be no murder. And that meant dying also. The wine bottle's basically essentially trying to murder him. So
it would be hard to classify the nature of this particular crime, I think.
In my head, it's very simple. There's a death and it's all murder, and I'm no. So I look once. I zoom in. My bunny sight zooms in on his butt, and I just hop, and it's an arching hop. It's a whoop, and then kind of down to kind of and you're trying to jump on toothpaste tube, or squirt on a toothpaste tube to squirt stuff out.
And much like popping a cork out of a wine bottle, we just hear. And your mouth goes open, the air expels out of you, the rest of the broken glass.
My eyes get really big for just a moment.
Flies out, smashes on the stone floor. There's shattered glass everywhere, and time speeds back up again. And we definitely hear the sound of human noises. And tell me, what sounds do humans make? What do animals hear when humans talk? Okay. I just wanted to check. Is it the Muppets?
Big step.
Yeah. So we hear the sound of humans' footsteps, lights turning on, coming from upstairs above you.
I yelled to the rest, get the food, and I waddle over to the stairs, and I sit in front of the staircase.
What is that, Lauren? What food do we see nearby? Like, is there anything just
there's
lying around, or?
Yeah, there's probably like a fruit basket on the counter with some various fruits in it. They probably have, they have a butter jar on the counter too, with like a loaf of bread that they've sort of like started tearing into, that they sort of cut up. And then there's a fridge. You could raid the fridge. Tony, you are muted yourself.
Are there any like hanging meats and garlic
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? There's meats hanging, but they're like kind of high up. So
yeah, I want to leap onto that. That's if I panic, that's what I want.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That seems like
we're not making it out alive of our
So this turns out it's only going to be one episode long. Episode 2 takes place in the pound.
I'm adorable. I'll be fine.
I think I'm going to keys it. Once he leaps up there, and just if there's like a loaf of bread that's not in a jar, I'll grab it.
Yeah, it's like you know how when you have like the nice bread. I don't know. This may be just a thing that I do, but you like cover with like a cloth or something so you can see it's like on a cutting board. It's just like on the counter.
Just yeah. I'll just grab that and drag it out. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think okay, so it sounds like Cheeky grabs a big bread. It's like the size of the bunny. Sort of shoving
it drags it out.
I'm backing out.
You're backing out, dragging this loaf of bread. Coco, you have gone and sat in front of the stairs that the humans are going to be coming down.
Do I see anybody coming down?
Yeah, we'll get to you in a second. And we have Phantom trying to jump onto the stuff hanging from like one of those hanging baskets on the ceiling. What is Chip and Renee doing? And then we'll resolve each of these things as needed.
I think Chip is gonna ask Renee to open. Open, and then, I think Chip's gonna try to get on the handle of the fridge, but isn't gonna be able to open it.
Okay.
And I'm hoping it has a handle. Renee, open the door. They got the cheese in here.
What is Renee doing?
Renee is very ruffled from what just happened.
Yeah, no,
He's just sort of looking around for a bit, but he does hear Chip, and not so much out of loyalty, so much as just out of confusion, goes over and pulls the fridge open because of what Chip is saying. So I don't know if that's something.
Yeah. I don't think you need to roll to open the fridge. That seems like a reasonable
He's brawny.
You're big enough. You pop it open. Cool. So we got Chip and we've got Renee dealing with the fridge. Phantom then is the only one that needs to roll right now. So Phantom, I think this is a 12. It's impressive, but completely expected for those skilled at it. If you're a cat that's skilled at being a cat, you could totally jump onto something and grab it. So this is probably a flight. You keep muting yourself.
Oh, you ruined it again.
All right, flight. I'm just quiet and stealthy because I'm a cat.
No, that makes sense.
Super stealthy.
All right, I leap and I. It's flight.
Flight. Your difficulty is 12.
Do I have to choose to use my adversity token before, or
nope,
can I?
You can add it afterwards.
Okay, because I leap into the air. I sink my claws into it. I'm about to drag again an 11. So I almost slip, and then cat-like, I use my adversity token to spin around, and I'm upside down now, but hanging from whatever meats, cheeses, garlic, whatever I leapt onto.
It's like a thing of salami that's dangling.
Really? Oh, nice.
It's your favorite, but yeah, you're like. It's like a squirrel when they try and get onto a bird feeder that's dangling, and they're just Okay, so yeah, you're on there. That is a thing that you have done. Meanwhile, let's spend that adversity token. Meanwhile, Coco, you see them.
Coco is going to
come on.
Kind of lay on her side a little bit, and she's going to. Here's what she'll say. Versus what is heard, but she'll say to the humans please, sir, I'm so hungry. I just haven't eaten in days, and I just don't know if I can go on. And it's been And I imagine what they hear is. Oh
God.
So we see
gonna put it out of its misery.
two humans, like they emerge at the top of the stairs. You know, they got like dressing gowns on. They turn the lights on. They're like, and they see Coco like on the bottom of the stairs. I think you need to charm them. This seems like a charm. Trying to convince them that you're cute and adorable.
Right?
Let's say difficulty's 9.
All right, let me.
Difficulty's 9 in charm. I don't know if you're particularly charming.
I'm trying. I got a 5.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those like she's like trying to look pathetic, but she looks just a little drunk.
I feel like, you know, you've got like some dirt and some grime. Like you end up looking really kind of scruffy because you've all been outside for a super long time. And they're like, and they sort of like try and do the like shoo, get out of here, bad dog kind of thing as they like get to the bottom of the stairs. I know, it hurts. It hurts me to do this.
Did they really call me a bad dog?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, they're like, get out, except is it like where you have selective hearing where like you only understand certain things humans say? So it's like, bad dog,
Oh, that's so Coco's going to really have a hard time coming back from that.
No.
If she hears that she's a bad dog.
Oh no, yeah. Bad dog, get out, go. Get.
No, I understand. Oh. She's being overly dramatic, but she like starts to slowly like, and then.
So do you go back through the kitchen?
No, she realizes she can't. So she's going to be like, "Oh crap! Everybody else is in the kitchen."
Mm-hmm.
She is going to. Is there somewhere else that she can dart and get the humans to chase her?
Yeah, I mean, there's other rooms. There's probably like you're at the stairs, right? So I imagine this is the entryway. So there's like another room off of it that's the living room. There's the front door. There's like a bathroom or something. Yeah, there's a couple of rooms you can just like.
Yeah,
run into.
I just like take off.
Make
a lot of like.
Yeah, give me a flight. Let's see how much faster than you can be. How can you evade them? I think it's a 9. We'll say 9's my nice middle ground. It's between 1 and 20. So
I rolled a 1.
They grab you.
Oh no!
I think that's what happens. I think one of the humans like you start running and they go after you and they just like pick you up and one of them grabs you.
I start yelling like they're killing me.
Is it one of those things where like the hardwood floor, you're not used to it, so you try to run and you can't get traction?
I haven't had any of my joint medicine that night.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, if I hear that, like I'm not sure how far I got out with the bread.
I think you're like in the cat door with the bread, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna like abandon it and go chase after the screaming because I'm protective.
Yeah.
And I'm also
she's
hot
already
tempered.
dead. She's already dead. They killed her. Can't you hear?
Swinging from the
Shut up and eat your sausage!
I'm trying to bring it with us.
I was focused on what's going on in the fridge.
Yeah.
but
All right. So
I'm
we're
kind
gonna see the bunny tear across the room. We see Phantom swinging. The Coco's been picked up. So back to Goose and Mouse at the refrigerator, and then we'll come back to the bunny and your epic fight with these humans.
I was focused on the fridge, but I'm kind of like fond of this dog, and so if I hear it, like, can we hear it like squealing?
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
I'm immediately going to turn and look, and I can hear like the humans as well. So my instinct to basically hate on humans kind of kicks in.
Okay, so you're gonna back up, Cheeky.
Yeah.
All right, so you managed, however, to open the fridge. So Chip, you got into the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna sneak in.
Yeah, you climb in. You climb in the fridge, and it's like swinging open. You know, it's
Definitely gonna stay open.
Definitely, it'll stay open. There's no way this fridge will get closed with you inside.
God.
What are you gonna do while you're in there?
I'm gonna sniff for Chase.
Looking for Chase.
I've heard that there is these flat ones in plastic.
You're right there, Dan.
I'm just always gonna have now the memory of sniff for Chase that I can carry with me. So
Yep.
I'm very grateful.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me a brains. This is pretty easy. We'll say this is like a 5. It's not super hard to
Is
find the
this
cheese in the fridge,
a
but
planned or a snap?
I think we're all probably operating in snap decisions at this point.
Okay, I just want to make sure because that means I have to take half
but
of it, and
I
I don't like it.
yeah, you can't take the half. I'm a little loosey-goosey on whether or not other people can add adversity tokens. But yeah, we'll say this is
An
a snap
18.
plan. An 18.
Whoa.
Very good at finding Chase.
You are so smart. You find all the Chase. There's a whole Chase drawer.
Okay, I think I'm gonna. I'm hoping I can use that 18 to shimmy open the Chase drawer.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start pushing it out of the drawer onto the ground, so like those singles are spread everywhere. I'm hoping there's like an unwrapped like goat cheese that like definitely get my feet in as I'm pushing it out.
Like gooey brie lands on the ground.
No, I'm hoping I can get at least 3 containers of Chase. Again, the singles are my goal.
You
Just
get
a spray of those singles.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So cheeky. You tear across the broken glass covered kitchen floor, delicately hopping, and you see a human in a bathrobe. You recognize this human form holding Coco like a baby that's just soiled its nappy. And they're walking, I think, probably towards the front door with the intention of like open front door, dump dog out.
Oh, okay. So I'm a little confused at first because I thought that there would be like murdering happening, and it looks like there's an exit in progress.
I mean, maybe you can't tell where they're going. You decide how you're hot tempered. So like they're holding Coco, and Coco is making the sounds of dying.
So because I'm hot tempered, I think what I will do is I try to execute a figure 8 around their feet just to like throw them off.
You gonna try and trip them?
Just to surprise them. I don't necessarily want to trip them. There could be other consequences to that. We are small creatures. It just, it's like, a mouse runs across your foot and you're like, ah! And that should be enough to just like scatter everything and we can raise it.
This seems probably flight because you're trying to be
good. That's fine.
I thought you were just gonna go bunny kick him in the face.
Well, yeah, but then figure 8. We'll give it a shot.
Give this figure 8 a shot. It's not super hard. We'll say it's a 6 to dodge around there, distract him.
I have a D6, so
and you have some, and you are defending your friend, so you do get the +3.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 3, but I'm defending a friend, so I get +3, so that's 6.
Yeah, that succeeds. That meets the 6. So you duck and weave between their legs. They scream because they have no idea what this is.
Right.
But because you succeeded, they don't drop Coco.
Thank goodness.
And they're like, bunny. And that is probably when Renee shows up in the doorway of the kitchen, and the other one turns around and is like, Goose.
So we don't really have a plan per se. I'm kind of operating on instinct. I don't necessarily know what would be most helpful to Coco in this
take
instinct.
the bottle. Take the bottle and defend us.
I'm not going to grab the bottle, the shattered bottle, and try to use it as a melee weapon. But I will revert to my instinct of just like one of my strengths is that I'm skilled at interactions with humans that are like annoying, confusing, or distracting. So I see I think an umbrella in one of those umbrella stands, and I just instantly like just go over, grab the umbrella with my bill, knock over the umbrella stand, and start dragging it towards the exit.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We're playing Untitled Goose Game now. I love it.
You knew what we were getting into.
Oh, I knew. All right. Yeah. I mean, you're skilled at this. What's your objective? Like, what are you trying to do?
I'm basically just trying to take the attention off of Coco and like give them a more imminent problem to deal with.
Okay. I feel like that is. Part of me almost wants this to be a charm, But do you have a different thought? Like maybe brains might be what you were kind of going for? Like this is a very smart thing, right? To like distract them this way with a thing. What were you?
I lean towards
for?
grit, but I
mean, it's not really keeping a level head or keeping your cool in this situation.
I guess you could look at it in terms of all I'm doing is grabbing an umbrella and pulling it out.
Yeah, I think it's more how effective this is, right? Like that's why I'm thinking like charm, because you can totally grab the umbrella and pull it out, but are you able to draw their attention sufficiently in order to do it?
So
if that makes sense, like that's kind of
what the difficulty is 9 or less, it's an automatic success. If it's 9, because it's one of my skills.
I think it would be probably a 9.
Okay.
So describe how you distract them with the umbrella then.
So literally all I am doing is my intent is to claim this umbrella for my own. And so I'm dragging it back into the kitchen and back out the hole in the wall that I created.
But if it's an umbrella.
Is the umbrella open?
It might not open.
You tell me. I'm not trying to open it. I'm just grabbing it by the handle. You can tell me if it opens, and then we'll deal with that.
Let's see everything else that happens, because I feel like we see you do this. We see you grab it. Because we said there are 2 humans. One of them is holding on to like trying to not step on this bunny, is very confused. The other one sees you grab this umbrella and start dragging it. They're both like, what do? I guess we'll take the dog out the back door in the kitchen. And you begin to drag this umbrella through the kitchen, through like the broken glass that's on the floor. And they like, one of the humans at that moment, like the first one, gets in the doorway, and that's when they see this scene.
They see a cat dangling.
Yeah.
Wait. I have the unassuming trait, which means I can spend 2 adversity tokens not to be seen within reason. So I just freeze in place.
Okay, wait. I want to just be very clear. It says within reason. Does anyone here think that
it's dark? Is it dark?
I think they turned the light on.
There's also like glass on the floor. There is like the fridge is open.
I'm hanging from the ceiling, and
there's
animals running around.
Cheese
the
is
floor.
like keeps flopping out of the fridge, and it's
yeah. You know what? Why not? I'll let you spend 2 adversity tokens. Do you have any of your own that you're spending?
No.
Okay.
Just the groups.
So we're spending 2 of the groups for this.
I'm a cat. What do you expect?
Very selfish. How does the universe hide you in this situation? Like, how does
I literally just like freeze like cats do when they're like stuck in a tree?
Does he look like another
just
salami?
like try to blend it. I mean, there's like meats and things. I'm just
I
like
think
another
the perfect
piece of
timing. It like because you're spinning. It just like spins so that you are on the back of the salami from the doorway as they like turn the light on. There's glass everywhere. There's a goose dragging an umbrella. The fridge is open. There's just cheese flying out of the fridge. There's like a trail of breadcrumbs and a loaf of bread like going to the cat door. There's a broken cat door frame like littered on the floor. And Chiki's like behind because you were in the hallway as they're holding Coco like trying to get across this kitchen. And I feel like that scene is where we're gonna take our second break. Just like this moment in time. And we just see the slow turning of Phantom. And we just hear what?
We will return to As the Cat Turns.
Did we do any shout outs to the donors?
Yes,
so
I
far?
totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me. We have several shout outs to make. First up, William, thank you so much for the donation of $20. Thanks, Lauren NUP and all of the amazing people here. Demolition One, another $25. Thank you. This is so amazing. Devil Crayon, thank you for your donation. Keen 456 with a message, happy to help out and to see the gang back together for a great cause. We are also happy to be with this. I don't know why I thought they won't do a Shadowrun. The Book Snail, thank you so much for your donation. Anonymous, thank you for your donation. Sad Punk, Becca Chu 1. That's the 8 p.m. howl that takes place here. Anonymous, thank you for the donation. Raina Terror. Of course, Dan is the goose. You're not wrong. Another anonymous with enjoying the stream. Good luck with the fundraising. Thank you.
Thank you.
The done sales. Woof. Nose wiggle. Meow. Honk. Squeak. Facepalm.
Baseball. Yeah, that's accurate.
It's accurate. It's very accurate. And another anonymous. Have one of those tokens back. All right. I'll add one back. We're at 4 group tokens.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, so much for all of those wonderful donations. It's going directly to support Unexpected Productions, a local theater near and dear to our hearts. We're going to take our last quick break for the evening before coming back for our third act of this scene. Perhaps they will leave the house tonight. But don't worry, this is not a one-shot. We'll be back.
With meats.
With meats. So go get some water, go stretch, go take care of yourself, and we will see you back in a few minutes. Hello, welcome back. Gosh, we are in a I say we, but I am not part of this. They are in a pickle, one might say. We are continuing on with the rest of our animal adventure for this evening. For anyone who
except for Chip, who's on a pickle.
There is
that's
probably
fair.
some takeout pickles that have been just stacked.
That's fair. So, for anyone who is just joining us, we are playing Pets Go Home, inspired lovingly by movies such as Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. I burp. I'm sorry. Very classy over here. And we are using the Kids on Bikes RPG system because it turns out that even though it's designed for kids on bikes, it also works for pets that are going home. Let's just reset the scene that somehow this became a Shadowrun. Don't know how. They are attempting to steal the foods from the winery farmhouse. We are in Southern California. They are our intrepid animals are on their way to Mouseland, the home of the mouse. Not the House of Mouse. That's
Nope.
copyright. No, they are going to the home of the mouse. And they're inside a farmhouse. We see a scene. There are 2 humans standing in the doorway to the kitchen of this farmhouse. One of them is holding our small chihuahua, Coco. She is making the sound like she is dying. Behind them in the front hallway is Cheeky, our bunny, having just distracted them in an attempt to get them to put Coco down or do something that is not holding Coco or murdering Coco, because there was definitely murder going on. Making their way across the broken wine bottle glass covered floor of our beautiful stone country-esque kitchen is Renee, the goose, holding in his mouth an umbrella, not currently open, currently closed, as his big old goosey butt makes its way across the kitchen in a waddle. Panning across, we see the refrigerator door swinging open, the light on. Inside, we see cheese pieces flying out of the chest drawer, and inside a small mouse named Chip, determined to find the singles, the crafty singles. And we pan, unseen by the humans, in the corner as the light flicks on, hunks of salami, like pieces of salami, hanging decoratively but also edibly from the ceiling, slowly rotating on them, gripping upon for dear life. We see Phantom, the cat. So, friends.
What's Phantom's face?
I mean, do cats emote enough? Like, is that what you're asking?
I'm just curious, like.
Is he like stoic?
Yeah, or is it like sort of wide-eyed or?
Eyes are very wide, otherwise perfectly still, and I'm upside down. So
yep, that's right. That's right.
So the blood's kind of going to my head, but I'm locked in for now.
Claws out, claws in the salami. Yeah. So what does everyone do? The humans start yelling. They're gonna respond in a sort of loud and somewhat chaotic, lots of shooing. I think one of them is actually going to peel off. Perhaps the one not holding Coco, because the one holding Coco is like, I'm holding this dog, but now there's a lot of stuff going on. Coco, at any point, you can attempt to escape, like just in case that was the thing you wanted to try. But But we see they're definitely going as if he points out in chat, they're going for a broom. So they like peel off through the hall. They go back into the entryway and they're like, whoa, broom. I feel like it's a word that some of you would recognize. And they go to the closet in the hallway to try and get the broom. That's where they're headed. The other one stands in the, like, just behind the doorway to the kitchen being like, dog? Down?
They said they're gonna put her down.
Treat.
Who do we have an order? Who rolled it for initiative highest?
There's no real initiative, but if we need to assign an order, we totally can.
I'm currently like on a mission to just get this umbrella out and make it my own. My plan is if I can get out successfully with it, and I still think Coco is in danger, I'm going to come back in and get something else. But at the moment, I'm just dragging that umbrella across the floor.
Phantom is just going to hold. Phantom actually will defend Coco or Cheeky, and maybe even the mouse if he absolutely has to. Ella doesn't really want to know it, but until he has to, he's going to try to wait this out. Hope the humans go back to bed, and he can escape with the meats for everybody.
Phantom playing the long game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going, as soon as humans appear in the kitchen, it's going to be like the little mouse jump, you know, and then just like hit the ground, grab as much as a mouse, and then just drag out. It's like, have you seen that picture of the rat eating the pizza in New York and just dragging that piece of pizza?
I feel like you're a small mouse trying to pick up as many craft singles as possible. There's humans. I think this is a flight roll. I think we gotta make a little roll here.
Okay.
To see what happens.
Okay, I'm a D12, so this is it's our brains. But let's hope this works.
Oh, I didn't set the difficulty. Let's say this is a 10.
Not even close. I got a 5.
All right.
Like not even close.
Cool. So you managed to like get a craft single in your mouth. And you like leap up and you jump down. And I feel like this is the elephant in the room moment, right? Or like this is the thing that we've all been waiting for. This is like right when Renee, they managed to get their butt through the door, but they're going umbrella last. And you like land and like startle Renee enough that the umbrella pops open.
But I have the piece of cheese.
You have a piece of cheese in your mouth, yes.
What are we supposed to do
now? Wait. And the umbrella's still open. So now the umbrella is over the entrance.
Yeah.
I'm very confused by this, so I'm just going to tug harder to try to pull the key because I don't really understand what's happened.
I'm looking around again, and I feel like I
it's one of those oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna fight the umbrella because I figure maybe I can get it to
you want integrity. So very quickly hop all the way across the kitchen, past the humans, get to the umbrella. I love it. Okay.
Yeah. That.
So because I feel like it's one of these umbrellas that has a button and that's why it opened and you like had your beak on it and then you popped it and then it all opened and that's what happened. Okay,
I pushed on the umbrella and that's the button pressed the beak.
Yeah.
So it was not all Renee's fault.
It's not all Renee's fault. All right, so
Renee
I think
doesn't care. Like that's,
I think
well, he doesn't even know really that it's open. He could feel something weird happening, but he's focused on dragging it, and all he knows is that now, for whatever reason, he's like tugging at it, but it doesn't want to come.
It's like all the way out. It's just plugging the hole. All right, so I feel like
I'm pretty sure you scooped the bread out
with you, so we have at least one win.
Yeah, we're up one bread. So I think it sounds like the initiative, Cheeky's taking the initiative to fight the umbrella. So go ahead and roll. It's an umbrella. It's not very difficult. We'll say this is like 5 to successfully pop the umbrella.
I've destroyed many an umbrella.
Fight, because you said you're fighting it. You're going in for a bunny kick.
I got what? So the good news is I have a +1, so I got a 5.
You do it because I was also going to say very easily that you could get some assistance as it's being tugged on the other end. So the resistance you feel at Renee immediately stops as a bunny just and like inverts the umbrella, and you like hit dead center, and it just like pops into reverse, and you boom, the whole umbrella through the cat door.
It
a
pulls out,
loaf of bread
and I take a moment to look at it and just be completely bemused by what I'm looking at. Like, what happened to this thing?
Once I'm through the door, though, like that's a one-way street. I get the bread and I just
you cottontail it out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So outside we have Cheeky running away with the bread. We have Renee with an umbrella. We have Chip with a craft single in their mouth.
One craft single. I'm just dragging slowly,
slowly dragging it. Coco's still being held, and Phantom is still slowly twirling. I think the one holding Coco like very carefully is like there's glass on the floor and they're not wearing shoes, so they're like trying to get to see what happened with this goose. And I feel like they're gonna get to the door. Do you squirm at all? Or you, as they're like slowly crossing the kitchen, or do you just like
really
given up?
It's gonna drop me, I think. So I'm just gonna like I'll go kind of limp and try to make eye contact, and I'll just like cry.
Phantom, you see this person like holding Coco as they're like gingerly attempting to cross the kitchen floor, and they're definitely gonna like walk past you as you are slowly twirling, and they have no idea that you're there. The other human has gone to get the broom, but we don't know that yet.
I think Phantom doesn't think too much about this. Single claw, and he cuts the rope that's holding the salami. Is it like twined to the ceiling?
Yeah, why not?
Cuts the twine, leaves enough length that he can hold the twine in his mouth to drag the salami out.
So you're going to drop from the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to drop on
skating,
the person? Are you trying to...
No, I think he just thinks the time for the getting is good.
Okay.
He knows Coco can handle like.
Is everybody out? But everybody's out but me and Phantom, right?
Yes, everyone's out but you and Phantom. Your distraction more or less.
Wait, how did Chip get out?
Yeah, is Chip still inside?
Chip's like as soon as the umbrella was in, like out.
Okay.
Yeah, I was right behind the umbrella.
So Chip has the advantage of being quite small in comparison. Like, many of you are small. Chip is very small.
The cheese might be the same size as Chip.
Yeah, probably like craft single size. So we see Phantom, you get dropped to the ground. I feel like you need to roll a flight to evade gravity in this instance. And not there, like there's broken glass on the floor. You're holding on to salami.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Let's make this a 7.
All right. Phantom falls and rolls a 1, but he's a cat, so he uses his luck ability.
Okay, what's your luck ability do?
I get to spend more of the group's adversity dice.
Good. We got back up to 6. People did donate to get us back up to 6.
So you think he's gonna fall, but right at the last moment, he spends another 2 adversity dice to re-roll.
Oh, it's not even a guaranteed. It's a re-roll. Even better.
And rolls an 11.
All right. So with the moment we see the cat flipping in the air, we think you might land on your back, but like all cats do, you land on your feet. Salami in mouth on the floor right by the person, and I think they were probably like bending down to like see the door, to like look out where like the goose had gone with the umbrella, and so like Coco, you're closer to the ground now because they like leaned over while they're like holding you.
Yeah, I seize my moment. If I'm that close to the ground, I like twist. Like I do that full like body roll thing dogs do, and I'm just gonna try to like get away.
I think this got a lot easier because a cat just showed up holding a salami. So I go ahead and make a flight roll. I think this is only a 4. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Does Coco make it out of there, or does Coco get injured?
Coco can't get injured. Let's get some
rules.
I got 3.
So you can spend an adversity token to add a +1, which would allow you to succeed.
I
We
will
have
do
4
that.
left. All right.
Yep.
So how do you utilize your strengths, or how are you imbued by the power of the audience to succeed?
How does Coco get away?
Mm-hmm.
I pee. I'm like, this is my
Typical
moment.
day.
I'm close to the floor. I'm gonna seize my chance.
They just
Yep, and then I just I'm out of there.
I do, like, before this even happens, I'm like sticking my head back in because I'm not sure what's going on. So
there is a dog running towards you quite quickly.
all right, I am
And a
going
cat.
to move my head out of the way
That
so
seems
that
like
they
a
can
good
get out.
plan. So we see very quickly, I think Phantom escapes first. Coco does piddles her way out of there and dashes out the door. We see just the human, like one of them shows up with the broom, like "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," and just muffled sounds of cries of exclamation behind you as the 5 of you escape into the dark night across the open area, the patio between the house and the vineyard, and hide amongst the trees again. Or hide amongst the vines. Once in a position of relative safety, what do you all do?
Well, we've got a loaf of bread, a broken umbrella, and a craft single.
And some salami.
And salami.
And some salami. I mean, that's a freaking picnic.
Yeah, we did well.
Yeah.
My throat is still sore from the wine bottle that
Yeah,
went
that
down
was
there,
a
so
big-
I'm just kind of like for a bit until I feel back to normal.
Well, that went completely perfectly. Look at this
Perfectly.
salami.
It was adequate for sure.
Aw.
Aw.
Humans are so stupid, they didn't have a chance.
Renee, when you said that people give you stuff, is that how they give it to you? Because that it seemed dangerous.
You know, honesty, I've never quite experienced an interaction like this one, but I would say, by and large, it went pretty well. And then I hold up my my umbrella as a prize.
The inside out one.
It's an inside out
Yeah,
umbrella,
like
yeah.
it's completely destroyed,
Yeah.
but I don't care. It's got metal spokes.
I mean, it's a metal broom, and if the broom,
Yeah.
That's a weapon, then that's a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to keep it. Now that I have it here, I'm satisfied.
Mouse? Mouse, what kind of case is that? That case has never seen the inside of an animal.
It's his chase. And I think at this point, I think my mouse, the mouse has gone underneath the first layer of the wrapper, the little fold, and it's just nibbling on the edge. So like one corner is gone, but I think I'm assuming you're gonna let me unwrap this cheese. I think I'm gonna just give it to everyone because I don't need that much cheese. It's all about sharing.
Aw.
Please have some of the cheese. It's very delicious. I guess I'm now just a poor orphan voice.
Dave, cheeky,
Please, sir, have some more.
do you think you could hollow out the inside of that bread so that we could protect the mouse from owls by letting it right inside of it?
I'm certainly good at digging, but it won't make it very good. It'll kind of ruin it, won't it?
Yeah, well, I don't eat bread. I don't know. Gluten intolerant.
Anyone here eat bread?
I do enjoy a spot of the bread on occasion.
Bread is delicious.
Do you want to tunnel into this bread, Renee?
I would love nothing more.
That's how nature intended it. And I had experimented with nibbling on the bread and realized
The bunnies aren't supposed to eat bread, so I hop back over to the grapes and get a couple of them off the stem and pull them back.
I don't exactly understand what's required of me in order to create this vessel for the mouse,
You
but I
just
just
eat.
rip at the bread a bunch and eat what I feel like until I was already like not really hungry, but Hey, bread.
You're a goose. You don't
Yeah.
care that much.
Exactly.
Better to have food now than not have food later.
Yeah, you just are picking at it like a chicken.
Yep.
Coco, eat
I'm
the
like
cheese.
ripping at it.
Yeah, Coco will eat the cheese and the wrapper.
Goose, don't ruin the mouse shelter.
Oh, wait. You're eating the wrapper? You're eating the wrapper?
You know, Coco's she has a little hard time discerning edible from non-edible. It's her life on the streets.
Do you try and take the wrapper away from her?
I think Chip tries to get the cheese, because I assume dogs eat the you know, that style of eating, and I think Chip's just trying to tear the wrapper off as the cheese.
Probably can. She doesn't have that many teeth to catch it with.
She's like
so.
gumming it.
Yeah. She has some in the back that meat though.
Phantom only eats the good parts of the salami, which is about 10% of it, and leaves the rest.
This is a great meal, team.
So-
we did it.
So you finish your meal of grapes, cheese, salami, cheese
pet
wrappers,
picnic.
bread.
Maybe California's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
And you are standing there. Or
So what
sitting or-
time is
yeah.
it now? Like, is it near dawn? Is it?
Yeah. We can see maybe like sun crusting, like the sort of grayish tinge of dawn making its way across the horizon. You've been up all night. Like this
Yeah,
has
we
been a
have.
big night for all of you, and only one of you is
Yeah.
nocturnal. I guess two of
Maybe
you,
we should head over to the city before it gets too late in the morning.
So we'll need to eat soon before we starve.
You say with like the discarded salami next to you.
Not gonna eat most of that. It's disgusting.
You are a very interesting bunch. I will say this. I was not expecting. This is more fun than I've had in a long time at the pond.
Well, I'll say to you, I haven't seen somebody destroy an umbrella that impressively in a long time.
What is an umbrella?
It's the thing you destroyed. They're fun to tear apart.
Huh.
I've never tried it that way. I normally use my claws.
So, are you all going to venture forth through the rest of the wilderness, away from the winery, back
Yeah.
towards where you know Mouse City to be?
Yep.
All right, the group of you gather yourselves together, leave behind the discarded remains of the food that you did not eat. Are you carrying Chip in the bread?
Does Coco have his harness? Her harness?
Yeah.
Little doggy harness?
Can we rig the bread up to the harness?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
You can try.
Like
That
a
does not
if
seem
it's-
like a thing animals are good at.
If it's
To be
not
clear, what you have is like sort of the remains of the bottom half of like a loaf of bread.
I think when it ends,
It could be like a sleigh, maybe.
I think
more
when
than
it ends is just Chip sitting on Coco holding a piece of bread above his head.
if it's dawn, we're good. Owls only come out at night. We're good now. We're
Yeah,
safe. At
eagles,
least
just eagles in the daytime.
Yeah, just-
we're
Yeah.
eagles.
Daytime's for sleeping.
Are mice nocturnal? Like, are field mice nocturnal? Are they
I think they're just whenever, because I didn't look it up.
I didn't look it up, so they probably are awake all the time.
I have seen a lot of owls eating mice at sunset.
Renee, where would you suggest a group such as ourselves take a daytime nap?
Well, you could. We could take a nap right in the
Nocturnal.
field. It would either have to be there or the pond, and you are not welcome at the pond.
But why don't we all just climb trees and sleep there?
Yeah, there's like a forest area nearby. It might offer you some more cover
Yeah.
from eagles. that
Come,
you
I
don't know
take
about.
you into this forest. It's very, very nice and peaceful in here. We can all relax for a spell until we feel ready to pursue our journey.
I just learned that field mice are nocturnal, so I'm ready to go to bed.
All right.
Off into the forest then.
Oh, good, good. So we see the five of you make your way through the rest of the vineyard. Behind you, the sound of the chickens waking in the morning, the rustling as the dawn begins to break. The sun rising above the horizon. Many of you getting sleepy. It's been a long night, and you make your way under the cover of the sort of the trees. They're not pine, but they're not redwoods. I don't know exactly what they're. They're like evergreeny trees. You know, they're trees. The big tall things with green on them.
Douglas firs.
Yes, Douglas firs. And you make your way into this woodland area. And I think once you're in there, it becomes a little bit quieter, a little bit calmer, like the sounds of woodland waking up. But it's all a little bit dampened because, there's this sort of ground cover. You make some little crunching noises as you pass through the leaves and the ferns and everything that is down there on the ground. Above you, the trees begin to get taller and taller as you venture deeper into this woodland area. And ahead of you, some distance, but you can sort of begin hearing it, the sound of rushing water, like some sort of river or stream is up ahead. It is decidedly in the direction that you are going.
Up ahead is the stream. Is a good place to stop and have a drink and make camp, perhaps.
Sure, I'm not afraid of streams at all.
No one implied you were.
Good, because I'm not.
Good, because we will be there, and you should not be afraid of the water.
I'm just gonna start sniffing around. Just like
Sniffing around.
yeah.
So the stream has water
There's a
in it.
familiar smell to you, Cheeky.
Oh.
The smell of your enemy. Your mortal enemies.
Squirrel!
They're not here, but they've been here. Perhaps, and you
They're
dig
here.
around and you find a cache of nuts that they've hidden. But they're in this wood. There are squirrels here, most definitely.
Nuts. Stop.
Somewhere.
Need to be on the lookout. Squirrels could be anywhere, and they don't take any prisoners. They are. I will protect you if they try to get up in here. But just be careful. Don't be alarmed. Just be wary.
Oh, I was afraid there might be squirrels around. They are a minor nuisance. I would not worry too much about them. They are merely, they would interfere with the napping, but it is no matter.
If you want, I could kill 5 or 6 of them and leave their bodies in a circle around us to warn the others to keep away while we sleep. I used to do that for the Johansons, but they just throw the bodies away as if they had no value.
That is extreme, but whatever works in your Johanssonville.
It used to be my job to announce the arrival of squirrels or anything else around the house years ago when I was with my second family, but they didn't appreciate it and they took my barker out.
That's so rude. That was a very valuable service you were providing.
I know. I was working very hard.
I am so sorry you went through that.
So I'm saying I would normally bark for you all, but I can't.
Well, don't feel bad. We've got Phantom, and apparently Phantom can take it. And if not, I'll just punch them in the face with my.
And I'll eat their nuts.
Such a thing to take out your voice, your essence, your doghood is no creature should do this to another.
Well, sometimes human beings aren't very smart.
This I know, but I did not know they could be so cruel.
I bet it was the squirrels. I bet it was their plan. They heard what a wonderful bark box thing that Coco had, and they were like, we're gonna get the humans. I'm sure it was a squirrel conspiracy. It always is.
There are 2 kinds of humans, stupid ones who are kind and stupid ones who are cruel. The cruel ones are known to take cats' claws away from them, leave them defenseless.
Yet you would go back to them after all this?
The Johansons are stupid and kind.
It's true. It's true. There's lots of snacks, and they make a real effort to get us snacks that we like.
That's nice.
And I like the outfits.
We have the Johansons domesticated. That means they take care of us.
I have only ever known taking care of myself. It seems strange to me to have another take care of you.
Family really is a great thing, Renee. If you've got a good family, you ought to try to stay there.
Like earlier when I gave you that bottle of wine, that was me taking care of you.
Interesting. Yes, perhaps I need to think harder on it then.
Or when you let us out of the cages, or when I didn't eat the mouse.
Yeah, family. And I think at this point,
Or when I helped you not die from that wine bottle.
Yes, that was impressive.
Or when
Thank you.
Coco used her valuable territory marking urine to help us escape.
Ah, I'd wondered what that was.
Well, that's not something I like to do because it's bad dog behavior, but I would do it for all of you so we could get away.
You know, you are not a bad dog. There is no such thing as a bad dog.
You don't know me, Renee. I was a bad dog back in the day.
So far, it just sounds like you were trying to protect your humans.
Well, anyway, we should probably get some sleep.
There is no good or bad. There is only what you can take. That is my advice.
I like us. I think Chip's like, somewhere in the distance. I think Chip starts singing, where is a place for us? Together we'll go there to Mouse City.
I'm going to sleep now.
All alone in the moon.
Do you
Phantom climbs a tree, then realizes he doesn't know how to get down. Looks around a little bit, gives up, and goes to sleep in the branch.
So are you getting closer to the stream, or are you kind of staying back from the?
Oh, Phantom is not going anywhere near that.
Okay, so you maybe find like a large tree. Perhaps there's like a hollow in the tree that some of you can climb into. Phantom has climbed into the tree, and you like set the umbrella. I don't know what else. But you make camp for the night.
Chip, you want to burrow?
Yeah, I think Chip's gonna burrow.
Yeah, we're just gonna dig ourselves.
I'm assuming Coco can join in the burrow.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
just like a little-
I'm going to. I will guard the burrow.
Oh,
Oh.
Renee is tired. He's just going to find himself a nice pile of leaves nearby and sort of tuck his head into his wing for a spell.
So all of you begin to rest. You fall asleep in due time, and the sun continues to climb. The day gets hotter, and I feel like Coco, you're the one that's trying to keep watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've dozed off here and there.
We hear the sound of a dog falling asleep, the snuffling noises.
Yeah.
I don't know who noticed this early in the stream, but there was definitely a dog snoring, and all of us were quite confused.
I have a dog that is she wants to be on the stream.
So cute. So cute. I was like,
Annex
what
to be
is
on the
that
stream is more
sound?
like it.
Turns out it was Jane.
Jane snoring and chasing things and throwing her.
Yep. But she's still a good dog. And we see as the audience, we watch as we hear sounds in the trees. First, it's quiet. It's just rustling of leaves, maybe a skittering along a branch or two. And we watch, and we see as squirrel after squirrel after squirrel begin to pause in the trees around this sleeping group. They smell, I don't know, scents of food or trinkets on them. They see an umbrella. That seems interesting. They're not really sure exactly what's going on, but they know one of them raided their food store. One of their food stores was recently touched. They're displeased.
Who would do that? Was another squirrel.
And they surround you. And in a moment of coordinated squirrel attacking, we see multiple squirrels. I feel like the goose, the dog, and the cat are all outside the burrow. So the mouse and the bunny are not attacked here. We see like several squirrels jump onto Phantom. Another two like land down onto Coco. Another one hit, like a bunch of them hit the goose and start to like drag the umbrella away. And we hear the squirrels and they're like, "Raid, get them! They're invaders!"
My eyes snap open, and it takes me like a couple of seconds to assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but as soon as I see that there are squirrels in there, all my friends like, it is on. Like that, just like, what do I see and what can I fight?
You leap out of the burrow, and there are at least like 3 squirrels on each of your companions. So there's like a good 10, 12 squirrels going on. There's a few more in the trees. Some of them have like little rocks, and they start like pelting them at you. They're like, "Get out of our territory! This is our space! What are you doing here? We own this
They have
town!"
weapons, ranged weapons.
Yeah, they're squirrels.
Start, like, running
Yeah,
Very
haven't you
smart.
ever been acorned?
I don't even, just like pacing.
So, to be clear, like, are they actually attacking
Yes.
me, or are they
The
okay?
squirrels are attacking.
Then I
you.
wake up.
Yeah.
That's,
Like a bunch of
Probably
squirrels
would-
have jumped on you and they're shaking you. They're trying to get you to leave. They're attacking you.
I
Squirrel attack.
immediately
Squirrel
am
jerks.
up and spreading my wings, and there's a ah.
Okay, so we've got fighting back Renee. Cheeky, your dukes are out.
Audacious, yeah.
I
Coco
tried to-
running in a circle.
I tried to tear one into pieces.
Phantom attempts to grab one. And what are you doing, Chip?
Hiding, but I would like to use one of my abilities if possible.
Sure, yeah. What does it do?
For one advisory token,
So close.
I can use treasure hunter. And I would like to try to treasure hunt something to find something
gun.
useful around here.
You know what? I'm gonna let you decide what you find. Yeah, it has to be contextually appropriate for the woods. So think about that. All right,
I
let's.
definitely
I'm going after
yeah,
the squirrel
cheeky.
that's attacking Coco. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Coco's running in a circle and there's just a bunch of squirrels chasing Coco around in a circle. All right, Cheeky, go for it. You are fighting. They are, there's a mob of them, so I think that makes it a little bit harder.
Is there a stick nearby? Like,
Oh, totally, yeah, we're in a woods. There's totally sticks nearby.
so I want to like grab a stick in my teeth and try to trip one of the squirrels in the group to throw off their vibe, and then go in for the pugilism.
You're trying to set yourself up. I think, yeah, let's combine both of them. Let's say that's a 10. And this sounds like it's a fight, right? You are attacking
All
them.
right.
Let's do it. Let's see what the squirrels do.
I got a 12.
All right. There are 3 squirrels chasing
15
Coco.
because I had the +3 for defending people.
You are defending. This is a very good success. Like you both kick the squirrel off the groove and also attack him. So like describe this for me.
So I look around quickly and I find a stick and I kind of grab it near one of the ends so it's dangling, so I can kind of run up alongside the squirrel and just whip the stick into his path and cause him to trip over, and then he's prone, so
Yeah.
I just hop on him and start wailing with my little bunny paws. Your reign of terrorists ends today!
I feel like when a squirrel screams, it's not the Wilhelm scream, it's the squirrelhelm scream.
Oh.
You're welcome. It's like, ah! And the squirrel screams, but then immediately the 2 that are chasing Coco, they're like, get off of our pal! And the squirrels all speak in very high-pitched language, and so they're gonna like squirrel dive you as they see you as the bigger threat. They're like, bunnies are dumb!
Oh, am I?
Language.
Coco will like turn around as she realizes what's going on and try to bite the one of the ones that is attacking.
Okay. All right. Let's first see Goose, and then we'll go to Phantom. So Renee, you're trying to honk away.
I do not know what is going on, but there is something like squirrels have not typically done this to me.
Well, that's,
But I am
don't
I
mess
am
with their
just
stuff.
trying to shake them loose. I'm not. I'm basically trying to withstand their attack and like disengage from them,
Yeah.
so I can figure out what the hell is going on.
All right. I mean, it sounds like a fight.
A
Unless
fight.
you think it's a brawn.
I was going for
'Cause it's
like brawn or
intimidating.
flight.
Yeah, I think
but,
intimidating brawn. That makes sense. You're not really trying to fight him so much as you're trying to scare him back and make him back off.
Let's see.
Yeah, we'll say same as before. This is a 10.
Well,
This is squirrels.
I rolled a 3 on my d20. But how many adversity tokens?
Well,
are
you
left?
have a pool of 5.
Okay.
So 5 plus 3 does not make 10.
No, but I am also lucky.
Okay.
Which means I can actually, even though I like just sort of lunged really weird and like caught myself off of balance,
Okay.
I can try to recover, and this time I got a 14.
Okay, so how many tokens was that did you spend for it?
2.
2. All right, so
Thank you so much.
we're back down to 3.
Everyone in our
So with a
community.
14, you successfully scare away the 3 squirrels. You're the goose.
And I just like
yeah.
turn to them as I see them, and it's like laying down machine gun fire. I'm like, like,
the goose! The goose, it wakes!
I'm
back off! It's a
I'm
goose!
angry and confused.
That is the worst state for a goose to be in.
It's
Back
not
off!
great.
It's the goose! It's the goose! All right, Phantom. You're attempting to grab a squirrel. I don't know why I keep saying goose. You are muted and trying to grab a squirrel.
He just keeps going.
I don't know if you've ever woken an angry cat up.
I have many times. Because
but
whenever you wake a cat up, they are by default angry.
I wake up in that state, and I immediately try to stab a squirrel through the heart with a claw to make an example of it to the other squirrels. I want it to be as gruesome as possible.
All right, roll your fight. It's a 10. That's the difficulty.
11.
Wow.
Fighter.
Cat gets
I'm
his
a
own
God.
world.
Oh my god, did we just like cross a threshold?
I'm a cat. What do you expect?
I will say I don't think a single claw is like long enough to stab it in a heart, but like I think you get in there and yeah, paws out, claws out. What happens to the squirrel?
That's a good question. I just clawed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a squirrel and you're a cat. Like,
Yeah.
do you kill it? Is that the intention?
I fling it. I
Fling it out the tree.
disembowel it and fling it out of the tree.
You grab the squirrel, and this is PG, so we don't actually see the fate of the squirrel. We just see
Right.
the cat like swipe it. It's like we see the furry like puppet paw that someone else is like wielding. It's not actually your paw. It's just supposed to look like your paw as it like grabs this fake squirrel and it goes. "Wah!" And then
I turn, look at the other two, and lick my lips.
And then it's just for. I feel like you're trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the rest of them to back off, or do you want to fight the rest of them?
I'm underneath. He's actually a little worried about Bunny or about Cheeky.
Oh, okay.
So he mostly wants him to back off for now.
Okay. Then seems like maybe a charm. Make him back
Alright.
off. 10 or higher.
6.
They rally. They're like, "We will not be intimidated by your kind.
Then you will die.
We'll
they're not.
see about that." Do
We
cats
will.
always land on their feet? And they just launch at you and try and push you off the tree.
Sometimes we land on squirrels.
All right, Coco.
Coco's going to try to get a grip on a squirrel, but Coco doesn't have all of her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a
Yeah.
challenge.
I mean, it's a fight. I think you're trying to grab one. So 10 or higher on your fight roll.
Well, all right.
Maybe I don't know what you're rolling, but maybe.
Well, I got a 4.
Did you roll a
So-
d4?
No.
Okay.
No. I roll a d8.
Okay. I was like, if you rolled a
Oh.
D4, you get to no. All right, never mind. Good try.
It's me.
What? How do you miss? What happens as a result of this?
I think I just grab the squirrel's tail and like I don't have to
Just like whoop, it slips
keep
out.
it neat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just kind of like end up gumming it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You get
but
some
I do the
furs.
thing where like I like latch on and then try to like, but I think I just absolutely like lose it out of my mouth at that point.
You end up with like fur in your nose and your mouth.
Yeah.
I think the squirrel like. Is this a thing squirrels do? Can they? They're not skunks. I know that, but can they like? I guess they pee on you. Like I don't really know.
Well, that
Do
would
they
be
mark you?
so
I mean, if
insulting.
they're stressed.
Yeah, I feel like that's what the squirrel does.
You know,
They can pee, I suppose. Thanks,
Coco
Chad.
had finally found her place in the world. Finally had a good family, and now she's out in the woods getting peed on by squirrels. It's just sad.
It's real rough for Coco. I'm so sorry.
what's the scene
All
right now then? Like,
Yeah,
how are
okay,
Coco
so-
and the squirrel engaged.
We have Cheeky fighting a small contingent of squirrels. You're like on top of one of them. The Coco is trying to back you up. We have the goose who did succeed in scaring a bunch of them away, so it looks like those ones are gonna back off. But Phantom did not succeed in scaring them away, and instead enraged the squirrel's companions, and they seem quite determined to knock Phantom out of the tree. And let's finish up with Chip, because I think then we can pause mid climactic battle. It's not like we've ever done that before. And we'll just have to remember. So Chip, what are you looking for? What'd
So
you
I
find?
have one personal adversity token that it was when I opened the umbrella. So I'm going to use that. And it was, what season is it?
Spring?
Great. So, those same children who had the human nip probably came to the creek to let off their festivities. So I think Chip is going to burrow a little bit deep and find poppers.
Good. Yeah.
The little
ones that
rolled
they
up,
threw that didn't get popped. Mm-hmm,
no.
mm-hmm.
or like a discarded box.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know how much, maybe like 6 or 7.
There's like a little pack. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I think Chip's going to be like, Chip can figure things out. I think Chip's bad at reading. So,
That's fair.
it's going to read like
Chip is a mouse.
poppies and going to hold it up and just throw it at a rock near a group of small squirrels and say, I hold the power of the poppies. Ignite. And I'm going to try to scare him off.
I feel like I don't want you to. Do we want to roll this today? Like,
I'm okay with rolling this after, like tomorrow.
yeah, I feel like this is a great place to open, or because this is a beautiful moment. This is a beautiful moment as we see you like throwing these poppers onto a rock,
I didn't know we had a wizard in our group. This is great.
and the scene just like immediately cuts to the to the credits for the episode. Wow. All right, I just need to write down poppers.
All upon the power of the poppies.
Poppers in a squirrel fight. That's what we're gonna pick up next week. How do you spell squirrel? Close enough.
Just put a bunch of letters together.
That's what I did.
Well,
That's what I did. All right. Wow. Okay, we got a couple of donations in the second half and third part, whatever. Thank you so much, Nexus Trimean. It is fantastic to see this Cromwellian gang again playing an RPG on the mainframe that is Twitch. I hope nothing else goes wrong. Mordecai.
Of course.
References to our old characters for those who may be new to the stream. Thank you.
Thank you. Anonymous, thank you so much for your donation. And the other token that brought us back up. Reign of Terror. They're all good animals, Brent. They're all good animals, Brent. And Demolition. This was a decidedly CCPR episode. Great job, everyone. It's like CPR, but not good. No. But some good wholesome medicine. I don't know where I'm going with that. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, for all of the donations that came through for Unexpected Productions. The Stiltify link will be up, so you can continue to use it throughout the week, and we'll be back at it again next week. Same time, same place, same channel, 6 p.m. Pacific here.
The poll, does it close now, or
yes.
do we find out what next week's
I know what
selected character is?
I'm going to keep it a secret. I mean, you might all be able to see, but I feel like I'm going to keep it a secret. So I think I can end this poll and then start a new one at the beginning of next week. Yes. But I might leave it up, so if anyone does donate during the week, then it could change. But it's like, I'm just going to point out, the one that's winning is 69%. Nice. And the second place is 28%. So it's going to need a pretty big swing to switch it around. So if you donate, you can try and swing that poll a little bit of what animal will they encounter in episode 2.
And do their donations for adversity tokens apply even if they're off stream?
Yes, I'll keep them. I'll check it at the beginning of the stream, and I will update it at the beginning of the stream so we don't lose them all. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I will have everybody say who they are and where they can be found in the over the course of this next week. So let's go in the opposite order, I guess. So let's start with Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan at Dan CorpSINS, and I will see you here next week. That's all I got.
Janine.
I'm Janine. I am at Admiral Asthma on the Twitters.
Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. I am Cheryl, a.k.a. Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter and Twitch. I stream on Twitch on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to be doing a coloring chill stream. So hope to see some folks on Sunday at Muppet Aphrodite.
Tony.
I am Tony Beeman. I'm at Tiny Beeman. You'll see me here next Monday. You'll see me if you go to Unexpected Productions webpage. We're gonna start streaming shows starting on Thursday. I imagine they'll eventually move to Twitch, but there's still some people figuring that out. So keep an eye on that.
It takes some work. And Claudia.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash on the Twitch and the Twitter. I stream Monday Fun Days, Mondays at 1:30, and Thursdays at 1:30. We're going to try something out.
You didn't do the thing.
Oh, I felt too presumptuous, but if you insist. My name is Jackie Dash, Jakidash.
Thank you. Thank you. I was a little worried there. A Random Tuesday, this is my channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. If you are like, Lauren, why don't you stream more RPGs? Well, good luck. Tomorrow night, I'll be streaming an Avatar The Last Airbender RPG, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
The last episode? Who knows? The Fire Nation is attacked, so everything's changed. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We will see you all next time. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wash your hands. All that good stuff. Bye.